everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we are very confused because we didn't hear any countdown music.
So can everyone hear this?
The sacred Jedi.
Yeah, can you hear us at all?
Yeah, like hello. Can anyone hear us?
Yeah, like it immediately throws us off when something doesn't go right.
You should be able to, like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, and you click the right one, right?
Yeah.
Making any noise? What the fuck? All right. Well, they can hear us in the audience, so
all right.
Fuck it. We'll figure it out later.
That's the important bit.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, fucking up the audio, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I am Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
How are you?
I'm fine. It's like it's not even a Tuesday or anything weird. Like, we're starting on time. Like, everything is set. It
feels off.
Everything's off. Everything is off for some reason.
Is it simply because of the intro? Like, is that what threw us off?
I guess. Like, I was fine. Everything was rolling fucking smooth until like just now. Now I'm suddenly like kaflumped.
Yeah, well, because we're creatures of habit,
Kerfuffled. Whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's because, like, especially with the podcast.
We have a second soda already.
Jesus Christ. We have a specific way we do things every time.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, if it's not like do it now, do it.
94.
We'll do it live. No, see, do it live. Do it live.
Yeah, I think the goat is what you're thinking right now. Just
yes, okay.
All right, let's
ready.
Let's get things back
ready.
on track. What are we talking about today?
This thing right here. This thing called Star Wars: The Living Force by John Jackson Miller.
That's a nice cover.
Yes, see, look at all the Jedi Masters on this cover.
Yep, and they're all in the book too.
They are all in there. And you are just going to burst when you realize how amazing this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Living Force today. But before that, we've got all kinds of business to take care of. So should we start with Patreon first?
You, sir, should start with Patreon.
All right. Well, if you're enjoying the Sidebar Cantina's content, consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and help make it possible for us to continue to bring you quality content week after week. We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Frank Kalevich, Don Solsky, Helen Martin, Shotgun Mark, Nick from Swede Studios, Scott and Kim from Used and Abused, Catherine Rennick, Tina Land, Frederick Martin, Wally Frogmore, my wonderful mother-in-law Patricia Goodstein, Lord Helmet Fire, The Orange and Fett Show, Carly Vickers, David Schmuck, Chantal from Pop My Culture, Kristen Roscom, Sterling Asia, Dragon Buddy, and Nicholas Schaefer. If you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/thesidebarcantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. And I just want to let everybody know, if for some reason you are a Patreon subscriber and you haven't heard your name, please let us know, because Patreon's website fucking sucks.
Yeah.
As a creator, it fucking blows. It's easy as a patron, but fucking the creator side of it, the website is absolute trash.
Yeah, right before we went live, which maybe that's why. Maybe because we were dealing with that website.
The Patreon shit,
yeah. Right before we went live, we had to... Basically, it was like dealing with a fucking Air Force system.
Yeah.
Right? I had to go in. I'm going to download a spreadsheet so that I can parse out the information I need from this fucking spreadsheet, because their website is basically unusable. Yeah. But we are really happy it's usable and easy for you as the Patreon supporter. And I know as a Patreon supporter of other things that I appreciate the ease of use and the fact that things just happen. But yes, on the other side of it.
And you know what? Now it's starting to make sense, because we were Googling this before the show, and Patreon brought in like fucking 180 million back in 2022. So they're fucking making money hand over fist,
right,
without any effort, because they just supply the fucking website and then just take a cut of everybody's money.
Sure.
And that's probably why it's much easier as a patron, because they're the ones giving the money. They don't give a fuck about the creators.
Right.
They just want the money from the fucking patrons.
Right. Only money.
Yeah, only money. We need that drop.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, fucking, it's just weird.
What would we replace?
My penis so smooth.
I don't know. They're all so good.
I know.
We may have to look at
My
another
penis so smooth.
another mixer that just has more. We need like
My penis so my penis so smooth.
you done over there?
My penis so smooth.
The sacred Jedi. The sacred Jedi. The sacred Jedi. The
I apologize.
sacred Jedi.
He
Penis so smooth.
he wanted control, so this is what you get.
Yep.
So, all right. But that's all with Patreon. We got any sidebar headlines?
Nothing today.
Oh. All right.
That's what it says. It says nothing today. There's a little star next to it.
I'm a man of few words. Any questions?
Several.
All right. Well, fuck. So I looked for a day in Star Wars. There was nothing good for this week. So, but we get the Acolyte tomorrow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, tomorrow at fucking 9.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
Yeah. So I'll probably end up watching it on Wednesday. But speaking of which, I had it in my head like for weeks now that it came out on a Wednesday. I don't know why I had that thought in my head. Maybe because other stuff's been coming out on Wednesdays.
Or maybe you just had some other stuff on your head.
Yeah,
And-
maybe. Yeah. But yeah, even Kristen texted me yesterday. And a coworker of hers is like, "Oh, you excited for Acolyte on Tuesday?" And she texts me. She's like, "Is Acolyte in 2 days?" I'm like, "Nah, it's on Wednesday." Without
Well,
ever actually confirming
I
it.
think subconsciously you were just like, oh, I'm not going to be able to watch it till Wednesday anyway.
Probably, yeah, because it doesn't come out until 9 on the East Coast. What
Right.
the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's
I'm in bed by then.
right.
So,
You need all that beauty sleep.
indeed I do.
Yeah.
So, all right. But yeah, Acolyte tomorrow. I'm very excited.
I'm very aroused.
And we get 2 episodes. So that's what we'll be talking about on the show next week.
Yeah. God, I hope I can stay up. Honestly,
Are you going to try tomorrow?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Because they're what? Are they going to be an hour? Like, do we know what the
I
length
think-
of the show is going to be?
I think they're going to be Mandalorian style episodes. So anywhere from like
Yeah.
40 minutes to an hour.
Okay. I mean, because Mandalorian style. That's
It's inconsistent.
right.
Yeah.
That's a fairly broad window.
Yeah, because I know we've had like 33-minute episodes before,
Right.
and then like 58-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So
Great. All right. Fine.
yeah. But anyway, it's exciting times. So hopefully this lives up to the hype.
Well, one way or the other, we're going to have something to talk about.
Oh, indeed, I have no
Yes.
doubt about that. Much like with the book that we're talking about today.
Facts.
We-
This
we-
book right here.
Yeah, we
this
have.
book. See, look, The Living Force.
Oh,
We love Star Wars,
yes,
and we love The Living Force.
do we?
Star Wars.
All right. Well, that being said, are we ready to get into our weeks?
Sure.
All right. Well, first, I have some additions to.
The sacred Jedi. Sacred Jedi. The sacred Jedi.
So I don't know how well you guys can see the Jabba setup up there so far with the Black Series, but this is only the infancy of my Jabba setup that's going to be
you
happening.
should be able to like Jabba. You got
Leia in her
Leia, and
disguise, Boba Fett,
you got stupid
Salacious
fucking
Crumb,
annoying ass fucking thing. You got
Lando. Do you know anybody's names? He's like this one, and this one,
I don't know. I'm horribly distracted.
By what?
I don't know. Something.
All right. So anyway,
Something in the air.
so yeah, I'm going all in on this Jabba playset. So the first thing that I'm doing is getting some Gamorrean guards. The first one came in. These fucking Black Series figures of the Gamorrean guards are so good.
Wow, look at the fur.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, those are fucking
That's
awesome.
some really realistic hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had blue eyes.
No. Yeah. Anyway, so that's one addition to the Jabba playset. What is? Yes, I will take a short clip of Jabba's stuff. So yeah, we got a Gamorrean guard. That one's gonna get open because I already have one that's sealed. That's gonna stay sealed. But man, those Gamorrean guards are detailed. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
So speaking of Jabba, now again, it's kind of hard for you folks at home to see, but the Jabba Black Series figure did not come with any kind of a platform that he sits on or anything.
Right.
It just came with his fucking hookah pipe, and that's pretty much it. So I went over to Etsy and I got this guy.
Ho!
Nicely 3D printed platform for
Nice.
Jabba the Hutt. Una Mishku Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So he's going on top of
There
that.
were little cyclopses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at one of the platforms because the platform that he came on in the toy set,
Yeah. In the 80s.
right? It opened up, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
just
Well,
like-
because it was like two things in one. It was the pit trap and
Right.
his platform.
yeah. So you had like the kind of, it was ventilated,
yeah.
like a
yeah.
grate almost, and then he just sat on top of it,
Yeah.
which kind of annoyed me. I even as a fucking 8-year-old, it annoyed me.
Oh, because they put the pit trap.
Yeah,
in his...
because it wasn't like, hey, he's not on that. You can't do both things. Like
Yeah.
he needed to be on the thing, and then it rolls over, because it's like, here's the whoa, Master Luke, no.
Yeah.
And then it,
Well, maybe so. What that is, it's after it moves forward, and he can see down.
right. This is the conveyance that comes over.
Yeah. But either way, the fucking cheap bastards over at Hasbro didn't put one in with the Black Series figure, but thank you, Etsy, because they always come through. So this platform is going to be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we'll may have to make sure we would put the video up
Yeah.
afterwards.
And, that the Etsy shop that I bought that from also sent me this. It's a little Stormtrooper
Oh,
keychain.
look at that! Isn't that nice?
Yeah. I might actually use that.
Oh, isn't that so cute?
Yeah. So thank you, Etsy people.
I mean, you could probably give them a little plug on the show.
Okay. Well,
I mean, if you're really feeling froggy about it.
Well, fuck. Now I gotta open it because I can't see the name of the thing behind it, but it does have a sticker. Oh, fuck's sake. Ah!
Did you open it?
Cosmic Force 3D printing.
There you go.
So Cosmic Force, look them up on Etsy because they make good stuff. All right, last two Black Series figures I have, also for the Jabba playset. We've got the Chewbacca from Return of the Jedi with the chain around his neck, so when Leia pulls him in, and then of course you got to have Bib Fortuna. So
Yeah.
again, I already have those guys sealed, but they're going to be opened, and
Bib Fortuna, the ugliest motherfucker in Star Wars.
Dewanawanga.
Oh, God. Ball sacky face.
Boba. Yeah, good shit. I love the Chewbacca. That Chewbacca is so fucking detailed.
It is from a distance, right? If you hold it up at arm's length, is that like
They can't see it. It's completely off camera.
there it is. So if you hold it up at arm's length like that, like
Uh.
look at the hair color. Like see like this.
Uh-huh.
See how it's just kind of like glowing in the light?
Yeah.
Like see Chewbacca's hair.
Uh-huh.
I wish they'd done it more realistically. But at a distance it looks great. Like it's when you're close up, it's it's kind of like plasticky, but
Well, of course. Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
but at a distance with the light coming through it, it looks great.
Yeah. I still think it looks great close up too. But whatever. Yeah, so that's that. What else did I have for my week? I should look at the notes. Oh, blasphemy. So Kristen and I are completely redoing our closet. Like we're ripping all the old shelving out of there. And we're building this whole new thing inside. Hold on. Woo. And we're so we've like completely pulled everything out of our closet
Right.
because we got to take everything down before we build the shit tomorrow. And one of the things that was in our closet was our old like records box. Right? It has all kinds of shit, like fucking birth certificates, marriage certificates.
Oh, I was gonna say records. We were just talking about records, but you mean like
Yeah, not
records.
vinyl, but yeah. And for some reason I had some pictures in there. And I wanted to show these to you.
oh boy.
Where the fuck did it go? It was right on the fucking box. Hang on.
I don't
Oh, there it is.
that's-
Yeah. Oh my god, it's stuck to the fucking tape of the goddamn box. All right.
It's almost like Jason's distracted by something.
Hold on. Okay. And I'm not even going to say what it is. I just want you to figure it out, but it's not that difficult to tell.
Survival school.
Yeah. So
Look at you fucking getting into it with not being the fucking snow, you piece of shit.
yeah, because it was in October.
Oh,
So-
it looks actually pleasant.
So part of our training when we were flight crew was
Oh, the rabbit.
yeah, was, we had to go out in the woods for survival training for 3
You have-
weeks.
Does that person have gloves on?
I don't know.
Who had gloves on with the rabbit? You just fucking went after it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they gave us the option to put on gloves. I don't know.
Lame. We didn't
But-
have shit.
But yeah. So I don't even remember taking these fucking pictures or having these pictures at all. But for some reason, yeah.
All right, not for the squeamish, but
Oh yeah, that's the dude that was like sucking the eyeball out or
yeah,
something.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyeballs. The rabbit eyeballs, lots of electrolytes. So, like in a survival situation, you suck the eyeball out and you gotta bite the retina. You gotta bite the optic nerve.
Yeah, but they throw us out in the woods for 3 weeks in Washington State, and it was actually a good time. I didn't mind it.
Look at you! Look at Jason molesting this thing. This poor rabbit.
I was
Look at-
skinning the rabbit. Thank
yeah,
you.
Look, it looks like. Where's your hand? Where's your other hand, Jason?
It's
Where
got
is it?
my other hand is holding the knife, and it was cutting the fucking fur off.
Yeah, you don't see any of that. All you see is one hand is there, the other one is not.
Whatever, man.
Just saying.
I will say though, so many of the people that were in my little group were grossed out by the whole rabbit thing that none of them ate the rabbit, and I'm like fucking, I'm chowing down, I'm eating the fucking liver and the fucking heart, and I wasn't hungry at all. And the next day they were all like, oh, I'm so hungry. Yeah,
It was pretty up there.
it was. Yeah.
Even with all the snow and shit when you're doing land nav and you hike up to these areas and they give you a map.
Yeah, literally, you have a map and a compass, and you have to go from one fucking area way over to another.
Yeah, so you're looking at these hills and you have to identify it so you can triangulate your position. So
Yeah.
it was very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jason with the knife. Yeah, so these are really cool. I want to take a picture of the scenic ones.
Sure. Or I have a scanner. I can scan it and send you the picture if you'd rather do that.
I'm instant gratification.
Okay.
So that's what we're.
I'm an American, goddammit. I want it now.
That's right. I have a fucking iPhone in my pocket.
I'm
My
white.
phone-
I know what I'm doing. I want it right now.
It's my money. I want it now. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I thought it
Especially
would be
that.
cool to bring those out because, like I said, I completely forgot that these pictures even existed. And then all of a sudden we're going through the records. I'm like, what is this? And oh shit.
I also have because you could buy the disposable cameras. I'm just going to take a picture of these later.
Yeah.
You could buy those disposable cameras at the little shopette that was
Right.
in the student area.
Yeah, because it was a regular shop ad.
Yeah.
They had all
so
the usual
I had
stuff.
one with me as well, and I remember taking some pictures because we had pictures. We had a little puppet show with the rabbit carcasses, and we look. So understand what my situation was. Like you talked about having people that were grossed out.
Uh-huh.
This is my group, right? It was me. I'm there as a staff sergeant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a combat controller.
Okay.
No, 2 combat controllers and a PJ. And then there was some F-15 pilot and a navigator
Right.
were the 2 officers. And those guys were just they were along for the ride. Meanwhile, it was me chasing these 3 animals around. Combat controllers and PJs are the best specimens of military in the world,
Yeah.
like hands down. Like they go, I will put one of them. Navy SEALs and Rangers and everyone else take combat controllers and PJs with them when they go on missions.
Ah, okay.
So that's like the gold standard.
Mhm.
And their washout rate is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah.
So these guys, by the time they get to our like survival school with us schmucks, excuse me, something like there's a little extra,
Yeah. I don't know. Something
like,
in the air.
like some extra like fur. Or were the dogs in here?
No, not recently. So anyway, you were talking about these PJs in your flight that you
Anyway.
chase around.
Yeah, I just saw. Oh no, Rocky Mountain Winters. Fuck you, dude. These kids were just egging me on the whole fucking time. I'm 27 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're like, 19, 20,
Oh shit!
22,
Wow.
the three of them. And the officers were just like, they were young also.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, okay, come on, Sarge, let's go. And, for the first bit, we had snowshoes on because it was 3 feet of snow.
That's crazy.
And without the snowshoes, you were just
I'd have been fucking miserable.
packing right through. And so you're in virgin snow, hiking through a lot of this shit. You have these guys are in the best shape of their fucking lives. Meanwhile, my fat ass, coming from being a maintainer for so long and I was in Seattle for fucking months before, doing that
Boeing
thing,
stuff.
because I was doing a Boeing school, which means I was going to class, during the day to learn how to be a 757 mechanic, and then at night drinking all the beer. So this is, and then like fast forward a few months, and now I'm in the fucking snow with a bunch of combat controllers. Like, oh my God.
You're like, wham, bam! What the fuck just happened?
I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm suddenly like in real shit. These kids want to kill me. And it was when we got to the rabbit part, you know how they ask, like, okay, who wants to do it? And they try to pick the most squeamish person to
and by do it, they mean kill the fucking rabbit.
kill the rabbit, which kill the wabbit.
Yeah, because these are live rabbits that they come with.
Right. So in order to kill the rabbit, like the demonstration was, you have to hit it behind it, like you hold it by the hind legs, right?
Yep.
And for those who don't know, I'm going to explain this to you. When you hit where you hold a rabbit like this by the hind legs, and these are pet store rabbits, by the way, that
Yeah.
we had. Like mine was white with the fucking red eyes. Like I was the person that had to hold one of them
Yeah.
to keep it warm. So I had it like up against my body for like 2 days before we killed it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we had to keep it alive for a couple days.
Oh, because of the snow and everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
We just
didn't-
had like a little pen that we kept him in.
no. Had to keep it on my body, and then like we used the carrots and stuff. We used it for the stew later.
Yeah.
But so when you're holding a rabbit by the hind legs like that, they scream like a little girl. Like,
oh yeah. No,
literally.
I've heard rabbit screams before.
Yeah, it is horrifying.
Yeah.
But when you're standing there with these fucking snake eaters, and there's so much testosterone, you're just like, yeah, like everyone's like just foaming at the mouth, like I want to kill it, and so the instructor kills one of them because you
Yeah.
have 2 rabbits,
Yeah, because they demonstrate.
right?
The first one.
The instructor kills one of them, perfect strike behind the fucking right where the head, right when the head meets the neck. Yeah, that's it. So instructor gets the one, perfect, and then it's time for the other one, and we basically, I forget, one of the combat controller kids ends up winning and getting
Right.
to kill it, and he misses.
Oh no.
He misses, and this poor rabbit is fucking screaming. Oh my God, it was horrifying.
Oh
It was
god.
absolutely horrifying. And then it's like hitting it again, just like, oh God, can we just like
It's like the robot chicken with the Ewok.
yes. Yes, it was exactly like that. And then finally the instructor like finally did put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
And then so again, we're just feeding off of each other like testosterone. These poor officers were just like what is wrong with these enlisted guys? And fresh out of fucking Air Force Academy, going like, we're gonna stay over here,
Yeah.
right? And we did all the butchering that because I've done that shit before, so I did the one.
Mm.
And when after the skinning, and we had their glow sticks, and so we had a puppet show with the carcasses, which was fun, and by firelight. So we had a firelight puppet show because we had our canvas or the parachute silk out
Yeah.
to
That we
melt.
built our shelters with and all that.
Right. So for us, we actually, we put snow in it to use as a filter to be able to get some fresh water out of it.
Yeah.
So we had that over the fire. And so like by the light of that fire, there's pictures out there. I don't know where they are right now, but there's actually pictures of the puppet show. And then so at the end of it, so we're burning the carcasses, and we put one of the carcasses like on a stick in the middle of the fire.
Oh god.
And put the glow sticks in the eyes. So when it melted, it was like this fucking just evil looking thing with the glow stick shit was like melted out of the face. It was like, dude, it was
Oh my god.
it was like something out of a fucking some horror movie.
Jesus Christ. Do
Yeah.
you have pictures of that?
Yeah, so they're on that camera.
Yeah.
They're on that shit.
What, you never developed it?
Oh no, they got developed.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know where they are. I just don't know
Yeah.
where the pictures got to. But yeah, those kids, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had fun in the snow while we had snowshoes. And then when they took the snowshoes from us, it was a lot less fun because you're
yeah.
just, I'm up to my nutsack in fucking snow, and you're sweating, which is the absolute worst thing to do in those conditions. You don't want
Yeah.
to sweat. But it's the best training I think the Air Force has to offer.
I agree with that. Yeah, it was. I feel like I got so much from it. And again, I'm not an outdoorsy guy, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot.
Yeah, you learn so much. I mean, like there's the outdoors element that you learn things that you never thought you would ever do. Like you're taking people that were not Boy Scouts or anything else, and then you're putting them in an environment and teaching them that they can do these things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you got that aspect of it, the psychological aspect of it, right? Where you're like for team building and just like, hey, you can do this, and you have the ability to escape. You have the ability to evade.
Yeah.
And do these things and so you take the training to heart. You really do.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you get rolled up and they fucking start beating you up and
Yeah.
throwing you in boxes and shit. But that's
Or-
a story for another
Or
time.
almost get killed by a moose, but again, story for another time.
Story for another time. But yeah, these are great. I love it.
Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things I completely forgot they even existed. So, yeah, it was a nice surprise, and I'm like, oh, I gotta show these on the podcast.
I still have my map. I kept the map.
No shit.
Yeah, I have the map.
I don't think I have mine anymore. Mine was in pretty bad shape by the end, though.
No, I guess because I was the sergeant, I kept the map. I don't know why I got to keep the map, but I got to keep the map.
And like we split off into pairs. And you and your buddy, you have to, again, traverse this whole fucking long range, and you set up camp, you sleep for the night. You get up the next morning, and you just keep going again. It's, yeah, it was something, man.
I just looked down and Lunar Girl's like, Dave, you're scaring me. Like it was, listen,
It was a different time. This was fucking 20 years ago. It was 2004 when I went through my boom operator and survival training.
Yeah, I went through in 2003. So yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, 20 fucking years ago. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and we're using sleeping bags that they were using in Vietnam.
Oh yeah. Hey, those are warm sleeping bags though.
The fuck they were.
Well, again, you were in the snow, so
And we didn't like
they were great for October.
So that whole teams of two thing, like it got so cold the one night that we couldn't. It was too cold to sleep in twos, so they bivouacked us like in this like big lean-to,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like 15 of us, like butts to nuts, like in order to stay warm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was it was a thing.
Tell me where they touched you.
I got to be on the end.
Oh.
Yes, I got to be.
Wait, which end? The last receiving end or the first giving end?
I was this big spoon
okay.
on the end, and it was I got it was so fucking cold, dude. This is how beautiful that part of the world is. I got out of the sleeping bag and I had to take a piss, and I get it out of the the little flap that we had for the lean-to,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to stand there to take a piss, and basically the pee is evaporating before it even hits snow. Like, it's so goddamn cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking up, and we're in this like little clearing, it's just small clearing in the canopy,
Yeah.
and there's so many fucking stars. The moon was as bright as I've ever seen it, and it was just one of those moments where just like you're underneath the glory of everything that is like the the sky.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, here's all the stars that I don't get to see all the time.
And see,
like,
that was before I was like big into astronomy, so I never even thought about going out and just looking up. You know?
yeah, it was phenomenal for that. It snowed on us one day out of that, but the other nights it was clear as a bell,
Yeah.
which is what made it so dangerously cold, though.
Oh, I'm sure. Ugh.
But yeah, the things that we did to those rabbits after they were dead,
Well,
which doesn't make it better.
yeah. I'll just say that when we killed our rabbits, we immediately skinned them, immediately cooked them, and I ate most of them. So
Yeah, I mean, we stewed it.
yeah, we did too. Yeah, we had carrots and fucking celery and shit.
Yeah,
And-
it still didn't make it any better.
I enjoyed it.
Like,
but
pet store rabbit is awful. It's not good. Like, there wasn't anything. I mean, we had Tabasco. Because we had MREs, and that was the difference too. I think the people that did it like close to somewhere in the season where you could actually get food out of like the land.
well, they still gave us MREs too.
Did they really?
Yeah, yeah. But it was very few. It was like 3 for a week kind of thing. So when
Yeah.
we got towards the end of the week, most of these guys were fucking starving. They were all out of their MREs. I still had like 1.5 left. I'm like, I'm good because I ate all the fucking rabbit the first 2 days.
I guess so,
Yeah.
dude. This is turning into we could do a whole fucking episode on just the survival story.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, sorry we're belaboring this. We're just
Yeah.
reminiscing.
I'd rather talk about this about the book than the book anyway. But the fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, so we're marching along, and we're in the woods, and I think we still had the instructor with us, at some, or we had been out by ourselves. So I was out by myself. You know how they send you out by yourself for a little bit?
Yeah.
And then they have to like basically like you're all right for so long, you build yourself a little fire, checklist complete, and then you like come back, right?
Yep.
They couldn't find me. So I was out there for a while, and finally they were like, okay, it's time to come out. So they were like, and I was like overdue.
Uh-huh.
So I just came out from where I was hiding and started walking to find people,
Right.
and then ran into the group, and we were like, yeah, we were coming to find you. Like you were supposed to be back. Like, it was my fuck up. I should have packed up and came back to rendezvous.
Right.
But I had a perfect spot. I was in a little blowdown that, blowdown where a tree comes down. There's like there's a
Okay.
hole underneath.
All right, I got you.
And I was able to dig down into the snow. I had tree branches just strung across. It was all natural looking. I had a snowbank on one side, trapped all the heat in. I built a little fire.
Nice.
I had dude, it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I took a shit. That was like the only shit I took in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was fucking brilliant. And so as we're hiking back, if this is before we got to the camp and get rolled up,
Mm.
and I'm like, man, what I want to give right now for for a fucking Cheez-It. Like just
Like just specifically a Cheez-It.
a Cheez-It.
Okay.
Like I wanted a Cheez-It so fucking bad. and dude's like, yeah, I can see that. So 15 minutes go by and homeboy comes back and he has like a small bag of Cheez-Its.
Get the fuck
And
out.
he gives me this small bag of Cheez-Its, dude. I
Oh,
was
that's awesome. Was this the instructor?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He was this giant dude. The guy was like a fucking he's one of those people that would get mistaken for fucking Sasquatch. I was in the woods, we're hiding, we're supposed to cross the stream, right? Because one of the objectives was you have to cross the stream without being seen.
Sure.
And it's me and one of the controllers, and we're hiding and we're going like I move up forward a little bit, we wait, listening. Then he would come up and we're trying to tactically do this shit.
Yeah.
And all of the sudden we hear thump, 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 thump. You just like fucking running. We're like, what the fuck is that? And it's our instructor. He was like 6'8". And he's running after, like, I guess there was a squirrel that he was doing the slingshot. He had a David and Goliath style slingshot.
Right.
And he was getting a fucking squirrel out of a goddamn tree. And he just ran right by us, like in between the two of us.
As you're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah,
and
we're
everything.
like, the fuck? And we're in BDUs, right? In
Yeah.
fucking snow. Works great. Yeah, he later he's like, oh yeah, I totally saw you guys. I just I was trying to get that squirrel.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. It was a good time though. It was a good time. Best training in the Air Force, hands down.
Oh yeah.
The
for
kids
sure.
today, it's not the same.
No?
Post COVID, it's not the same.
It's a softer Air Force.
COVID fucked it up, man.
Mm.
COVID fucked that whole thing up, and so you got a whole generation, and it's not their fault. I mean, it's like anything else. It's they had to. It's not the airmen's fault.
No,
You
no.
know,
They just do whatever they're told.
exactly. It's not their fault they didn't get the training, but
Yeah.
they missed out. They
Because
missed out on good training.
Yeah, they fucked them on water survival too, right? Because they don't do the full water survival anymore.
I don't think so. It's different. Everything's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's since times change. I'm old. I get it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Survival school. What's happening in the chat? What are we doing?
I don't know.
What's going on? Oh my God, can't staff.
What?
There's some good stuff in the chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you should. While I'm doing my week, you should read it.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So,
Oh,
is it my turn?
Yeah, that's all I had. I don't know. I don't do much anymore, honestly.
You did a bunch of yard work. You fucking
Yeah, but I mean that's not worth talking about on the show.
That's fair. You haven't had any physical changes that would
No,
be
definitely not.
willing to highlight. Nothing like that.
No, I don't think so.
No,
No, I don't.
no, I don't. So, before I forget yet again,
Uh-huh.
because I forgot once before, and my amazing wife reminded me that, hey, did you talk about this on the show? She bought me a minifigure,
Oh,
and it is one.
what?
Yes.
Holy shit! I bet that's a rare find these days.
It's according to Bricklink, it's not crazy valuable, but it's a Slave Leia.
Lego figure.
Minifigure.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Well, because Disney came out in what was it? Fucking 2014 time frame. And they're like, we are no longer going to make any toys or products with the Slave Leia outfit.
Right.
And it's like, okay, sure, dude.
Do you feel better about yourselves?
Yeah. You changed the fucking world,
Right. Look at her posted up next to Grievous. Like, yeah, Tits McGee is standing there next to fucking Arms McGee
That's quite the juxtaposition.
in front of the fucking Tauntaun.
Yeah.
I love my Legos. But yes, Kathy got that for me.
Nice.
And it came with actual like Lego manacles, like the actual chain, which is like
Oh yeah.
but it's not. It's the chain piece that would be on like a vehicle, not the chain like it would be for the minifigure.
Right.
And that figure didn't come with the chain, so it just
like
was
the one for her neck.
right.
Right.
It didn't come with that, so it was just kind of like here's hey, look at this, here's a chain for you. I was like, okay, like weird extra, but okay.
I just had this weird. My mind just went way over here when we're talking about the slave lay and all that fucking Spinal Tap. You've seen Spinal Tap, right? This is Spinal Tap, where they're the Smell the Glove cover. It was like a naked lady on all fours with a chain on her, and like the one lady who was like, yeah, that's very sexist, and it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with being sexy. It's like, no, sexist.
That's a movie that
Oh, that movie was fucking brilliant.
We should do that movie.
Yeah. Does it have an anniversary coming up?
I don't
We
know.
gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
Chat, help us out.
Yeah.
When did Spinal Tap come out?
Yeah. Stop being distracted, chat. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, but it was such a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, talking about like that figures on Bricklink, not terribly expensive, I guess. I don't know how many of them they made. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't give a shit. It's a piece for my collection. I don't care what it's worth.
Now, question. I know you're going somewhere with this, but I distract you. That's what I do.
Yes.
Like, are you trying to collect like as many of the Star Wars minifigures as you can?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
So it's not like a Black Series thing.
No,
Okay.
because I would like go insane. Like it's too much. Too much.
I would imagine,
Too
yeah.
much Lego.
84. Oh my God. So it's 40 years old.
Shut up. Oh lordy.
Well, there you
All
go.
right. Well, shit. Fucking this
94.
the year with 4 is the gift that keeps on giving.
Apparently. I mean, like everything happened on like the 4 and the 9s.
Right. 74 had a bunch of really good albums that came out. Because I was listening to the classic vinyl and they had a whole bunch of fucking really good music
Really?
that came out. Yeah. In 1974.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah. There's it's oof. Anyway.
The music of 74.
So minifigures made me think of when I was walking around. We were talking about going to the Berlin Mart,
Mhm.
and it's a flea market type thing that's down here. We've talked about it before.
Were we were talking about that before the show?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought we were talking about it on the show.
I'm pretty sure it was before the show.
No, I think you're right.
But yeah, when I was walking around, one thing I noticed. So there was so much toys, like for all the vendors outside, people. So it's like yard sale stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's flea market.
Yeah.
But there's so much toys, so much more toys than there was when I was a kid. Like we would make that walk every Saturday for most of my existence.
Mm-hmm.
For as long as I can remember, for when we moved back to New Jersey, and there was never as many toys as there are now. Now, granted, there's more toys in circulation.
Yeah, that's true.
But walking around, there are so many action figures. Like just people with tubs of action figures.
Just like all kinds of random shit.
Random stuff. They have stuff in packages. They have stuff in there's tons of pops out there. Not a lot of Black Series. I've been looking. And the people that do have stuff like that, like kind of price it like they know what they have.
Yeah.
Because the internet is a thing.
Unfortunately.
All right. But
Very hard to find a good deal.
But like, a guy was selling minifigures. Like Star Wars minifigures were $12 each.
Jesus.
Started at $12 each. I'm like, it's like, oh, you get 2 for $20. If you find it any cheaper, I'll buy them from you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Shut up, dude. Fucking nerd. He was trying his best to be that fucking guy from The Simpsons.
Oh, comic book guy?
Yeah. I just inhaled that gnat, by the way. God damn it.
I was watching this gnat flying around, and it got close to Dave. I didn't think you'd inhale it.
Fuck.
It's good protein.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I don't need dinner tonight. Anyway, I noticed there were so many fucking figures and shit like that it really makes me wonder that with the availability of stuff like that, because this is just one sample size, right?
Mhm.
This is a farmer's market on a Saturday morning
On just a
on
random.
on a random June
Yeah.
in South Jersey, and there are probably, I don't know, there was probably 100 different people that had toys
No
that they were
shit.
selling. And I was just like, is this the saturation of the market? Like, where there's this much toys available, like, what does this do to the collecting market? You know,
It's a good question.
because it's not helping with prices for stuff that's collectible,
Yeah.
but it's also not. It's not helping us who are trying to collect stuff just because we would
Right,
want it
because
for
we want
play.
it, not because we want to like sell it
Right,
for
exactly.
a profit or whatever.
So, because even if I wanted to, like, if I packed up all these pops and went down there to sell them, right,
Mm.
they're not selling. Like, these guys that are trying to sell them on they've got them out on tables and they're not selling.
Hmm.
And
Now, again, are they asking for like close to retail price kind of thing?
$12 to $15,
Yeah.
a little bit more if they know it's a popular one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not exorbitant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not super cheap either. So I don't know. It's just it gave me pause when had been walking, for a good couple hours, and I was there to look for a tool in particular,
Mm-hmm.
this sheet metal bending tool that I ended up not finding. Sidebar: it's fucking this one tool place that's in the farmer's market, and it's like in the very back. I swear that gnat's trying to crawl its way out. It's way in the back, and it is like the length of your house underneath a tarp, and it is just the aisles are about this wide
Right.
to get up and down. But it's this loose organization of like tools. So there's like, here is, a 10-foot span of hammers just in a pile. And then here's like wire cutters, and here's axes, and here's screwdrivers and random, like, so it has some general organization, but not like super organized.
Sure.
Not everything's in good working order. And some of the stuff, again, people, because of the internet, people know what things are valued, right? So they had a bunch of
Yeah.
like wood planes that are very collectible.
Mhm.
Because they're still you can still get a lot of good use out of a wood plane, especially the older ones,
Mhm.
because the ones that are honestly out of cheap Chinese metal tend to warp.
Oh yeah.
So you have, if you get a good old steel one that was made in America, yeah, they can still get, they might lose their flatness, but you can actually, grind them out and, true them up basically.
Hmm.
So there's a market for these things.
Yeah.
And there was this one really rusty one that I kind of just wanted for the handles, because I have one that was like my great grandfather's, that I just wanted to put new handles on.
Sure.
And I was like, the thing was rusted to the point where, it was going to take me a significant amount of effort to get it cleaned up,
Mm-hmm.
but not impossible. $25. I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. And I'm
Especially
not
for
a
all the effort you're gonna have to put into.
Yeah, and I'm not a haggler. Like, I'm not good at it.
Right.
Like, I don't like talking to people. Like, I
Just
certainly
in general.
I don't want to talk to strangers at all.
And then try to talk somebody down from
Right.
the price they want from something.
Like, hey, you gave me that price. Is it really fair for me to try and like get you down from that price? Like, and if you're trying to rip me off, then why do I want to deal with you anyway?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a real tough time with that. But yeah, it's just something that I noticed. Anyway, we'll move on from that.
Okay.
Did I talk about the fact that I hadn't mowed my lawn like all of May?
Like you hadn't mowed it at
Right.
all? I don't believe so.
So our town, Runnymede Borough, participated in this No Mow May thing.
Why?
So it is something it's to help with the pollinators. Right, so like all like the clover and so the weeds and stuff that grow in your grass, all the bees and other pollinators can fly into and it helps with the pollinators.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Bees are important to the ecosystem.
Oh, sure.
So sure. The compromise was because this is one of those things where Kathy, like, we pulled up to a thing and Kathy's like, "Oh, I got to run out real quick." She runs out. She comes back with this fucking yard sign. It's like, "No mow May." I'm like, and this was in April. I'm like, what? What are we doing? I don't like this. It's like, oh no, these other people are gonna do it too. No, they didn't. They didn't do it at all.
So what, were you the only schmuck in your neighborhood that did it?
There was at least one other that was near enough to me where I didn't seem like I was that nuts.
Uh-huh.
But at least I had the fucking yard sign to like validate. it.
Right.
And
So
I made sure you could see it
Yeah.
because fuck me, god damn it, it grew.
Well, and the shitty thing is trying to mow it after it's like grown tall is fucking huge pain in the ass.
So, and I only did the front. Like,
Yeah.
we only did the front. Like the back, forget it, because the dog doesn't want to shit with like grass up to its fucking belly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I mowed the back, did all that, but left the front. So last week I got to mow the front, and it was so satisfying
Just to do it.
just to do it. Like, oh my god, it was so nice. It was like how when you haven't gotten your hair cut in a while,
Yeah.
and you get your hair cut, and it's like, oh man, that was good. It felt good.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you should all about it.
Of course I do.
So
I did 26 years in the military. We had to cut our hair all the time.
yes, exactly.
Thankfully, I'm not in anymore.
Yeah, thank God. Anyway, yeah, it was so nice. But I had to cut it twice. Like I cut the first run was at a real high setting, and then the second time going through, and yeah, I got it cut down, and it was like May 30th when I did it. Like so I didn't survive all the way to June 1st. However, the reason for that was because the neighbor had their big catfish festival that he runs out of his, like, because I live on like right there on the water, and off of his dock they run this big catfish festival. It's or competition, I guess. So
do they like bring catfish in?
no, so they'll fish for, like, the guns go off at 9 a.m. Well, at this year it went off at 9 a.m. It has more to do with the tide. So guns went off at 9. They fish until I think 1 o'clock, and then the biggest fish wins.
Yeah.
So, and then they have sponsors, dude. It's a whole thing, man.
Damn.
And like my whole block is basically shut down because there's so many like cars and boats. Fucking
Yeah.
Mr. Softy was at my house for a fucking hour. There's a band. They were smoking ribs for like 2 days, dude. My fucking neighborhood smelled fantastic,
That's awesome.
dude. Yeah, it's a really cool event. It's a neat thing. I could see how people might be annoyed because of 1 day of inconvenience, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think he's not disrupting. It's on a Saturday. Everyone knows when it's going to be. And it's like, oh, I'm going to put the cars in the driveway so that there's spots out front.
Yeah.
And so I know where my cars are going to be. And like nobody trashes anything. Like you said, he has a band, he's got a porta pot. Like, and this isn't a bunch of kids or anything. It's just it's a fun event.
Yeah, they used to do fishing derbies in my hometown. There was like a big lake around there that they would actually bring fish in.
Oh, okay.
For that, and because there would be like one grand fish, and whoever caught the big fish, was the big winner.
Okay. Yeah, and it's catfish, right? Nobody's eating that shit.
I don't know, man. I love a good fried catfish.
You're not eating. So, yes, I live in a large tidal flow creek that goes to the Delaware River.
Oh, yeah.
The end of the creek before it gets to Clements Bridge is a dump that closed in the 60s. So it's only up until recently that we actually had like a decent amount of fish that were like, so it was fishable.
Yeah.
Like the ecosystem is coming back. So it's nice to be able to even do something like that. Like the eagles are back, like the birds, the like we have bald eagles nesting, we have herons, and egrets. We got the fishing birds. So it's a good sign for the ecosystem in the water that it's kind of overtaken the issues that would have been there from the dumps being there.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm still not going to eat anything out of it. I'm not drinking that water or eating anything out of it, but I don't feel like I'm going to die if it splashes me in the face while I'm kayaking.
Yeah.
And if I'm get in there or the dog gets in there, it's creek water. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm not taking a fucking giant gulp of it, but at the same time, it's a lot better than it used to be, for sure.
Yeah.
So I cut the lawn. And oh my god.
You reading the comments?
Yeah.
We're getting to the book. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're in our usual window here. We're not
Yeah,
even at an hour yet.
Yeah.
So after I mowed the lawn, the rest of the weekend I dedicated to getting the shop cleaned up because I had a bunch of my grandparents' stuff from the closing their house out. I had stuff that was like stored in there, but not like stored well. So I wanted to reorganize that. I wanted to be able to see like my other workbench, so I could be able to do projects and shit in there.
Yeah.
Because I worked on that fucking sword. How you doing? And like I was, I'm like this. I need to be able to work in my own fucking shop. So
Yeah.
I'm like I'm doing it this weekend. So I did that in typical ADHD fashion because I don't take my meds on the weekends because I don't. You can do that with ADHD shit.
Okay. I know you're not supposed to with the stuff that I'm
No,
on.
no, you can't do it with that stuff. No, you can't. But like stimulants, you can do that. Like Ritalin or Adderall. I think Adderall is one I'm on. Which I didn't take today either. Anyway.
Oh, you've been on Adderall?
Yeah.
I always wondered how that was. I feel like I need some.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to a point yet where I think I've actually hit the dosage sweet spot where it works well. It is a good appetite suppressant, though. I will say that. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, Lord knows I need it. Except for like at the very, oh, the chat is great.
Yeah. I think you got a text message too.
Do I?
Yeah. Sorry, I keep breaking your concentration there.
Yeah. Anyway, cleaned up the shop, posted some stuff on the Discord. So expect more shop stuff later. I actually want to get some stuff kind of set up where I could actually throw a camera in there and time lapse when I'm working on something in there.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
just so I can fire and forget. Like, okay, I'm gonna hit record and it just like
Yeah.
kind of buzz through stuff, and maybe I could voice over it. I don't know, but it'd be nice to be able to just go like, okay, I'm in the shop, hit record,
Yeah, it'd be pretty sweet.
and work on stuff. Like, I got my Tonka trucks in there right now, and I've been watching videos of people restoring the Tonka trucks.
Like we're talking old school big Tonka trucks.
Yeah, the big metal
nice.
ones. Oh god, dude, I have 2 of my original ones from when I was a kid.
No shit.
And we got my cousin Rick had actually pulled from when we closed out my grandparents. We got like this little dump truck that's probably from the early 50s. This metal, stamped metal dump truck. It was made in Clifford, New Jersey. Or not Clifford, Clifton, New Jersey. It's because it's on the tires. Like, it's in great shape too.
Yeah.
And then there's a Tonka bulldozer, but it's painted OD green, so it's like the Army bulldozer.
Yeah.
That one's not in great shape. The tank tread is probably gonna have to get replaced on it, and there's a couple of the actual like track mechanisms are snapped, but the stickers on it are perfect. Like
Which is crazy
Which is
because that's like the
crazy.
first thing to go normally.
Yeah, like the one my other Tonka trucks, like, and granted, I took my Tonka front end loader and the the crane with the fucking scoop.
Oh yeah.
I took those to the beach.
Yeah.
Like they were in salt water and shit. I'm lucky they're even fucking survived as long as they have.
yeah, yeah.
Like this thing, so the stickers on those, forget it. But this thing isn't like everything. It's got their little plastic headlights, which is one of the harder things to get.
yeah.
The rubber steering wheels are still there, so yeah, I'm looking forward to starting it as a project. But before I can start that, I'm working on the Jeep, which is another. I took the seats out, and I ripped out all the carpet and everything that's in the Jeep because
Oh.
I was afraid the carpet was hiding more rust.
Oh,
There's a couple rust spots that I was concerned with, and it's a Jeep. It's an '89 fucking YJ. It's going to have rust. Jeeps have rust. I was concerned that it was a little bit more prolific, and honestly, it's really just on the driver's side. Everything else looks really good. So,
okay.
so I'll just have to do some work over there. Really wish I could weld. Welding is the one thing I don't have in my tool bag.
Yeah. Well, apparently it pays well if you know how to weld.
It's just not. It's one of those things. My dad could do it, but it's a skill set that I never picked up.
Mm.
Which is a shame. I'd love to be able to do it because it would make doing this thing I'm about to do with the floorboard on the Jeep that much easier.
Mm.
'Cause I'm probably going to rivet the thing, and it's not going to come out as good as if I had welded it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, and then lastly, I'm kind of in a back to school mode right now.
Oh, I keep forgetting that you're in the middle of a master's program.
Yeah, well, I'm in the middle of a master's program, and I started squadron officer school I'm going SOS
Why?
because I'm a captain equivalent. So just like every other captain in the Air Force, I'm trying to get promoted to major, right? So I'm
I didn't realize that was something they sent civilians to.
mm-hmm.
I'll be damned.
So I'm doing a distance learning because I don't want to run a 5K every day.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, those there is waivers you can do for the PT, because legitimately there's no way I could do the runs. Probably I could do like the obstacle courses and stuff like that, but there's a lot of physical stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
That there's plenty of GS11s out there that can do it, that they're taking and accepting applications for without waivers.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could keep applying and with trying to get the exception for the waiver, or I could just do a distance learning. My package got accepted, so I started this past week.
Damn.
So yeah, I'll be doing squadron officer school distance learning. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be very similar to the old NCO Academy, senior NCO
I
Academy.
mean, it's
all the same shit.
Yeah. But what's ironic is I never did any of those. I did everything in residence.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've never done any online PME. So this will be the first time I've done.
Yeah. See, I did the senior academy online because I just wanted to get it done.
Yeah. I got lucky. I was selected to be able to go.
Yeah.
And for the best. I mean, I much prefer doing PME.
Mm-hmm.
PME stands for Professional Military Education.
Yeah. Sorry, we're getting into a lot of military stuff today.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah. I'd rather do it in person, but this is going to get me where I need to go.
Yeah.
Check the box. Just fine. I apparently enjoy suffering. It's my lot in life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to suffer through this until the semester starts for the master's program, and then
we're back to that.
Jason didn't read the book, did he?
No, I did.
No, we both read the book.
All right. So the audience really wants us to get to the book. So
Yeah, we should.
are you close to the end of your week?
I am done with my week.
All right. Well, let's take a very quick break because I do need to pee.
Yes, as do I.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about the book after this very quick word from our sponsors.
The sacred Jedi.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Here, I'll show you guys some of these pictures. Like legit, this was fucking, I can't believe this was 20 years ago. So yeah, that's Senior Airman Jason Roscom. As I'm carving up one of the rabbits, I'm skinning it. God, I was a little chubby back then. Of course, it was in Fairchild Air Force Base in Washington State. Beautiful up there. Extremely beautiful up there. And yeah, you like I was telling Dave, I am not an outdoors person at all. Like I live indoors and, you know, I like video games and movies and TV shows. I don't like going outside and fishing and hunting and all that shit. But I got a lot of enjoyment out of this survival school. So, yeah, who'd have thought, right? Let's see if there's any other good ones. Already showed you the guy sucking the eyeball out. Yeah. And again, I had no idea that I had these pictures. Like, it might be one of those things where I looked at them once, threw them in a fucking box, and then that was it.
You might need some lime or something over there.
Lime? Oh, to get rid of the piss smell?
Yeah. That's the first time I've actually smelled it.
Oh, boy. All right, I'll be right back.
What? Oh, this baby. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Short video of the Jabbas. Oh, what kind of welder? Or what kind of welder are we talking about? Because that would be pretty baller if we could learn that. I'll tell you that is definitely one of those. Apparently, the chat is most definitely where it's at. Yeah, welding is just one of those things where I it's a missed opportunity. My dad had he could weld. He had an electric welder and he had acetylene. Like, so it was like, I don't know.
What?
I'm just talking about missing the opportunity to learn how to weld.
Oh, yeah. I heard welders make like a couple $100 an hour kind of thing.
Kathy's nephews, that's like their kind of chosen profession is getting into like pipe fitting and welding, and they're making bank. They're doing really well.
I got to tell my kids to get into that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's hard work.
Oh, I'm sure.
And, getting into the apprenticeships, you got to go through all that bullshit. But honestly, like, look, it's good. It's good jobs.
Yeah.
All right.
We're ready to get back to it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
You think we'll be able to hear it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
No idea why.
All right. Ready, set, go.
So, and we're back. So, yeah, we were trying to figure out, are you guys, when we do the countdown, the 30-second countdown, do you guys hear the music? The do, 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 do? Because, like, we have not heard it, like,
No.
today. So, I don't know what the fucking deal is.
I don't either.
But yeah, let us know in the chat if you hear the music to go along with like the countdown.
The 30 seconds
Yeah.
countdown.
Okay,
now
Luna Girl said they do, so we're not hearing it for whatever goddamn
That's
reason.
annoying. It does. It throws everything off.
I know.
It just like
It gets you pumped and ready.
well, it's that kind of reset. It's like
Yeah.
okay, you hear it in the headset, and it just kind of like gives you something to. I'll give the Escape Pod guys credit. They I think they use their soundboard for their intro.
Yeah, I do believe so.
So they're when they hit the button, now they're like that's playing. So they're initiating that,
Yeah.
so they know they're in control of like what they're hearing and shit like that.
The one podcast with my buddy Brent. Oh God, what's it called?
Sofa King?
The Sofa King podcast. Yes, I've been on it like 3 times. Yeah, they do that with their intro music. They just hit a button and
Yeah.
it plays, and then as opposed to like splicing it in after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, the 30 seconds is like as a visual to like bring in is kind of is cool, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's annoying when it's not there because then you're just like don't know what to do with my hands.
I know. Yeah, and like not hearing it, you're not kind of like getting into the whatever. All right, so the Living Force novel.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. We're gonna give you
Should we do a spoiler-free like this is what we think of the book?
Yeah,
first,
let
and
me
then
get through the the who, what, where, and why,
Okay.
and then we'll do a quick spoiler-free
All right.
thought, and then we'll get into the spoilers.
Okay.
So yeah, the Living Force, it came out April 9th because this was all part of the build-up to the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary, which, keep that in mind. I want to come back to that. This came
Yes.
out right before Phantom Menace.
Right.
We're gonna go back to that. In the spoiler talk, was written by John Jackson Miller, which I had never heard this guy's name before, but then I looked him up. He's got a pretty big Star Wars repertoire, but it's all like Legends material.
Right.
It's all like comic books, a lot of the old Republic comic books. And he also wrote the Obi-Wan Kenobi book that
Right.
I know you
Which
really enjoyed.
I enjoyed.
Yeah. So yeah, he's written stuff before, and the audiobook, which I listened to, was once again narrated by Mark Thompson, the guy we've
Right.
talked about many times.
And I will say that the majority of this book I listened to
yeah.
because I found that going back and forth between the two things was almost impossible to maintain.
Yeah, I would imagine. So
It was difficult.
yeah. So okay, let's give some quick spoiler-free
Yep.
thoughts, and then
Okay.
we'll move into the spoilers.
I'm not eating another gnat, goddammit.
So do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Why don't you start?
Okay. For anybody who might be thinking about, buying this book and reading it or listening to it, just know that I fucking hated this book. Every second that I spent listening to this fucking thing, I wanted to die. And, again, Mark Thompson, the guy that, he's done really good stuff. Like his work on the Thrawn books, fucking first class. Lot of issues with the voice acting in this one, which again we'll get into when we get to the specifics, the spoilers. But overall, yeah, I hate this book. I will never listen to this audiobook again. I wish I could delete it from my life in general, because I feel like I wasted fucking 12 hours of my life that I'm never gonna get back on this
I
fucking
think
thing.
it was longer than 12 hours. wasn't it?
Well, because towards the end I put it on like double speed because
Well,
I'm
I definitely sped it up.
yeah, because I couldn't take it. I had to get it over with.
So, contrary to your thoughts
Uh-huh.
on this book, I did not like it either. I did not like fucking hate it, but I did not like it.
Yeah, and
And
I may be
for reasons that we'll get into when we get into some of this fucking specifics. But I think the biggest reason was that it felt like it was just a hodgepodge of a bunch of things that were happening. It starts with a premise that seems like, okay, it starts with something that maybe there's just like a little spark of something. Oh, that might be interesting. And then it just gets just absolute fire retardant poured on it for the next 10 hours
Yeah.
of whatever. And then when you think, oh, here's an opportunity for it to get good,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah, I had many moments like that where I'm like, okay, I'm actually interested now. And then
Right.
it goes back to like some whiny girl's voice or some
Yeah.
fucking retarded alien.
Yeah, this is one of those where the listening to it didn't help. But even when I jumped back into like reading the book, overall for me, I'm not a happy ending guy.
Yeah.
And I felt like this book tried really too hard to make me have a happy ending,
Yeah.
which ordinarily would be a good thing, right?
Yeah. You want
it's
boom boom?
Yeah. But not with this. I didn't need it. And then at the end of it, it's like okay, it should be over. But no, it's not.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that.
the-
Because like the last like fucking 20 minutes of the thing in audiobook time, it like they're wrapping everything up, right? Like this is getting wrapped up, this is getting wrapped up,
Right.
and then it goes epilogue. I'm like, I thought that was the epilogue.
Yeah, I was disappointed in. I was disappointed in a lot of directions that this book decided to go.
Yeah.
And I came to the realization that I don't need to know what all the members of the Jedi Council are doing at any given moment.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Really don't give a shit. And oh, by the way, the Jedi Council, like, they are filled with fucking idiots. They're
Well,
filled with fucking idiots that don't have a goddamn clue about what's going on in the Republic
yeah,
at all.
and we'll put a pin in that because we'll come back to it when we talk about spoilers. But yeah, for me, if you haven't listened to this already, avoid it like the plague. Ultimately, the thing that really disappoints me the most is I got nothing new out of it. Like, this was a side story that had no ramifications really on any current canon. You know, we get to hear stories about, Jarl Poof and fucking Kiadi Mundi and, how, we find out some specifics about him and how he's got 2 brains in that fucking penis head of his. And,
My penis is so smooth.
but, like, I'm no better off after reading that in my knowledge of Star Wars than I was before.
Well, and even if you were trying to increase your knowledge in Star Wars, I think there's just too many. This was too many vectors and no thrust
Right.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was like 10 different stories all going on at once.
12. I mean, technically.
Oh, really? Was it 12?
Well, there's 12 fucking Jedi, right? 12
yeah, but
12 in the
they
council.
paired up in a lot of them.
Eh.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that's our non-spoiler thoughts. I say avoid it like the plague.
Yeah. Look, Dave Brockofit brings up a good point. Eddie Mundy and his flavorless snow cone.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I don't like happy stories. And look, this is about the Jedi, and you expect it to have a happy ending, but the timing you're talking about is interesting, like for when this part of the timeline exists,
Mm-hmm.
and it had opportunities to be interesting, and
Yes.
it decided not to take those opportunities.
Yep.
So
I 100% agree.
and that disappointed me in the end. So that's why I would give this book a low grade.
Yeah. Same.
In that respect.
Okay. All right.
Now,
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
If you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen from here on out.
right.
Since we're talking about the end, we're just going to bounce around here because I didn't take any notes because I felt like I didn't need to. Because really, this is not something that we're going to really dig into and get into the specifics and all that. No, we're just probably going to shit on it for the next hour.
Do you mean we're not going to talk about how the woman that had the fucking pets crawling all over her was
Oh, and she had that weird cackling voice and
right? and she was trying to, like, her husband flew off world to get away from her.
Yeah.
and
Shocker.
But he was a hoarder, and so they couldn't get into the building.
Yeah.
So he had a Jedi that was going to spend time sorting stuff in that building.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not kidding. That's what's happening. We're getting all these side stories about the Jedi trying to help this fucking planet and these random
Right.
fucking people.
Well, let's talk about that to begin with, all right? So here's one of the things that fucking bothered me from the jump, right? After a interesting setup with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, except again the voices of those fucking three guys. Like one of them's like dead retarded, like just completely retarded.
Right, yeah, and they make them sound that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
But so despite those three guys, right? You have the train robbery gone bad, and you have all that's happening, and then Obi-Wan shows up to the fucking council, much like he did with before we've seen in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, and they were trying to get like the council to meet.
Right.
Like Qui-Gon wanted to talk to all of them at the same time.
Because the one fucking Jedi Master who's apparently a mechanic.
Yeah.
Right. That's all he's doing. Like we can't meet because I'm here working on the fucking speeders and shit.
Yeah. It's like what? Like really?
This is what you do. Like it took the time. Like I really didn't need to know what every single one of these fucking people were doing.
Yeah.
And then when you did tell me what all of them were doing, none of it really mattered in the grand scheme of what was going on.
Right.
Because when they did get together and Obi-Wan basically like challenges them to fucking go help somebody.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the whole fucking thing is like, oh, Obi-Wan kind of fucking pissed on our Cheerios. So we're going to go to this planet that has some old shit on it. And this is where we're going to kind of make an example.
Right.
On this other world.
Mm-hmm.
That's on a route that we don't care about anymore. But but Obi-Wan kind of made us feel bad about it. So we're gonna move all 12 Jedi Masters that are all gonna go here.
Yeah.
And we're all going to make sure that we help people along the way.
Right. And so, yeah, the setup for this, and this is actually probably the only like lesson or like thing to glean out of this is, why they were going to this planet Quinn, because, apparently the Senate's been defunding a lot of the Jedi, and they're like starting to close their outposts on some of these remote worlds.
Right.
And, it's weird though, but when you defund these like keepers of the peace, almost like police, really. You defund them and you take them out of an area, all of a sudden the area becomes crime-riddled and goes to shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any real-world examples of something like that happening.
Nothing.
But
nothing like that at all. It's completely unrealistic.
Yeah, but that's the driver for this story, right? Because they catch word of this one fucking world that they know that they're about to abandon. It's on like the Senate's list of fucking outposts to close.
And so Snake Guy... This fucking Jedi, which one is he? Fucking Sochi, fucking the old man with the fucking weird headpiece that's a snake guy. Yeah. What's his name?
I can't fucking remember. Like, I so didn't care about most of these people.
Yeah. Like, it's just he was like, oh, I spent this many years like. It spent so much fucking time developing a backstory.
Yeah, for this fucking planet that they rescued, like, years and years ago. They rescued it and turned it into this like great thing, but now it's going back to shit.
There's no great thing. They basically like, oh, what they should have done is they turned it into fucking Margaritaville, because it's like all these different keys, right?
Yeah,
all these key islands, and it just basically. Yeah, like you said, they defunded the police and it went to shit.
Yeah, go figure.
Because all the fucking pirate elements decided like this is where this is the place.
But my favorite part of this too is like the Jedi's reaction. Okay, so we abandoned it. That planet went to shit. We're gonna throw them a pizza party.
Right.
You know?
Right. Look, we are so great. We are going to just show up there, and by us being there, it'll magically uplift them.
Well, but it's not just them being there. It's they're throwing a party.
Right.
You know,
No.
we're gonna have a big celebration.
But when they got there for the party in this arena, they didn't decorate it
right.
because they were worried that we're not supposed to be ostentatious, right?
Right.
And then the fucking neck one was like, oh
Yarl
yeah,
Poof.
no, not Yarl Poof. Is that Yarl Poof is the neck guy?
Yeah, the long neck with the small round head.
Okay.
Everyone I know is dead.
Yeah. Okay. He says even in that particular part, it's like, yeah, so all right, we're not going to decorate or anything yet. So I'll tell them when we have the parade to not look at us when we go by.
Right.
Or something. Like he's even busting balls about it. Like he's like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So even he's like tongue in cheek about it, but they're going here to do this thing that doesn't make any fucking sense. The Force is willing it, I guess.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of doing it in secret because they're not telling the Republic because Republic doesn't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
But we're just not going to tell them what we're doing.
Yeah. Like never mind that Yaddle has some big fucking press conference,
right,
and gets interviewed on TV,
right,
and everything.
Let's put it on a HoloNet. Like, is that Yoda? No, that's Yaddle.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Yaddle? She's on the council
for now.
Right. Well, that's a female version of Yoda. Maybe. We're not 100% sure.
Are they lovers?
Right. Like,
are they
no.
Grogu's parents?
They've had no intercourse whatsoever.
How do you know?
Because I know these things.
Oh, okay.
This book enlightened me.
Yeah,
to
because again,
they've obviously not had intercourse.
Yeah, we've found out so many details about these Jedi.
They did fight together though.
Yeah.
They jumped on the speeder that had the fucking pirate with the hostage.
Yeah,
but didn't pay attention. Like, oh, we're incredible force wielding fucking all powerful beings, and we're going to hop off of the speeder and go completely the other direction when the people that we're looking for are right there under our feet.
Right.
So let's have this hyper realistic act. Like, okay, yeah, that would probably be the scenario. But
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like none of this story made any fucking sense because, well, okay, it made sense, but it was like, why are you diluting this story with like these fucking all these other little things like the fucking, the hoarders, the fucking the guy whose dad took a bunch of pictures of the fucking planet back when it looked nice. And just lighting the light at every fucking night. Like, everyone's all into this fucking light that gets lit every night. Then you're just gonna blow it up? Right.
Oh, spoiler alert, they blow the fucker up at the end. They're like, oh yeah, there's the big bomb that they put in the top of it, and it's voice activated.
The Jedi didn't do that, but the bad guys in this.
Right. Well, the Jedi kind of did do it because they put the fucking bomb there.
Well, yeah.
And then the best part of this whole book is when the fucking I'm skipping ahead.
Sure. Yeah, we're not going in order.
We're not going in any kind of order. But just because I just thought of it, my favorite part of the book was when the one Jedi, like Odie, whatever,
Ki-Adi-Mundi?
No, Odie, the snake guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is standing there with Bibbidi Boo, or Biddy, Body, Bimmy. Bim.
Depa Balaba?
No, Bim, the fucking old guy.
Oh, yeah.
The old guy from the library.
Yeah.
And he's standing there going like, oh, this is a great day. All these things happen. And then Bim's like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, my entire world just got destroyed. This thing I've been taking care of for fucking hundreds of years is now destroyed.
Yeah.
There's nothing left of it. There's nothing left for me to do.
Right.
And you're having a fucking, you're like, oh, this is the best day ever. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It is not the best day.
Or
This
when,
is bullshit.
or when they tried to give him a new job
Right.
towards the end, and he's like, "Go fuck
Oh,
yourselves."
fuck you. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go call Palpatine right now.
Yeah.
And tell him how fucked up this is.
Yeah, which that was. Speaking of the Palpatine portion, that was like the only interesting part for me. Like that 2 minutes where he's talking to Palpatine and he kind of gets angrier and angrier, and then fucking Maul shows up and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, big spoiler. Maul shows up and fucking takes out this dude
yeah,
because, Palpatine was just kind of monologuing a little bit.
right.
And the old guy was like, why is he telling me this?
Yeah, he was going a little crazy.
Like, God, this is like...
It's like, should I leave?
Like the senator's going a little fucking nuts. Like, hey, no, it's not that big a deal. It'll be all right.
Yeah,
It's like, no, I'm not telling you. I'm telling him.
yeah,
So that part cleaned that up. So you didn't have fucking homeboy running his mouth. But yeah, So anyway, let's get back to the beginning.
okay.
So Qui-Gon puts down this gauntlet like, hey, Council, you guys all suck.
Mhm.
You're losing focus on what's important because I was on this train robbery and these people were all starving and it's all your fault and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. And that's when pizza party,
Right.
That'll fix everything.
So the Jedi Masters go like, Qui-Gon hurt our feelings. Man, what do we do about it? Well, we can go to that place because we all went there like a billion years ago.
Yeah.
And it has like this thing with the light and the library. And I'm like, yeah, we should go. We should go have like you said, we'll have a pizza party.
Yeah.
And it'll be great. Okay, cool. We'll do that. But then you have the undercover boss.
Oh yeah. What's her name? Depa Billaba.
Depa Billaba, which I was fine with that whole storyline. Having the undercover Jedi.
Yeah. No, I was fine
I'm
with
cool
that.
with that whole thing. Just unfortunately, like Mark Thompson's skill set is not 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, he does
That's not his thing.
He does not do a 12-year-old girl very well.
No, that.
Scratch that from the record.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, Mark. We apologize.
Great. I could
I
never run for public office now. They'll just pull up that clip and they'll just
Yeah.
be like, "Look."
Look.
Yeah.
So the stowaway,
Yeah.
as she was
God.
called,
Yeah.
as a plot point was. I mean, I get it, right? But between the voice of the stowaway and then Zalastra, the cadence between the two voices started to become very irritating.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, I could not stand a lot of the voices he was doing in this one.
Yeah,
Where-
and it was hard, and in fairness to Mark Thompson, like, all right, here's a book where right from the jump, you got the entire Jedi Council. You got a voice. So, and oh, by the way, they're mostly different creatures. One of them is breathing through a fucking mask.
Yeah.
This other guy is a fucking snake.
Yeah, and he did all of the adult males in this. Perfect.
Yeah, I thought Mace was really good. I thought Mundy was good. Even like Depa Billaba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yoda was good.
Yeah. Like Yoda, he sounded like the Yoda from the Clone Wars.
Right. I don't know how Yoda sounds like he sounds, but Yarrow or the fucking
Jarl Poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Yarrow? No. God, I can't keep them all straight.
Yeah.
The
We're great
Yaddle.
Star Wars fans.
Yaddle.
Oh.
How does Yaddle sound normal?
Well, we don't know, and I guess that works in his advantage because he can just do whatever. And
Right.
well, I guess we had that one episode of Tales of the Jedi,
Right.
where we heard her talk, but that's it. That's the only.
But
sample
was
we had.
also normal.
Right. Yeah. She didn't talk like Yoda.
Right. So it's like, how did so many centuries of Yoda's speech impediment get to the point that it did?
Yeah.
Which, and again, I'll give the writer some credit that the whole the aspect of, okay, this voice activated thing is going to happen when they say this scripted line because that's what Yaddle said in the press conference.
Yeah, it was a very convoluted thing with the secret passcode for the fucking boxes.
They're going to say this, and that's going to be the key word for everything. Everything hinges on them saying this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're putting an awful lot of faith in.
Wow. Like, yeah, the Jedi are obviously going to say exactly what you want them to say.
Right.
They're reading off of that script. And then you get Yoda up there that fucking says the thing, just says it out of order because that's how Yoda talks.
Yep.
Talk like this, I do.
Yeah.
So regardless, I thought that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Now, and I will say, okay, so the stowaway girl, she was part of this like pirate gang, whatever, because that's the
Riff Walkers.
Yeah, which is like all the bad guys in this. They're all like either part of some gangs or trying to work for some gangs or whatever. Because again, the shit's taken over this area once the Jedi, started pulling back.
Right.
So, and her overall plan, I thought was actually really cool. Like, I thought it was a cool concept, the stealing of these boxes and then making these other crime leaders think for months that they're protecting the Starliner and getting these nice payments so that one day you're going to put not money in these boxes, but fucking bombs once their guard is down.
Right.
Like, I love that concept. Just the whole fucking, you have to speak a passcode and you have to have a fucking droid with you. And I don't know. I feel like they could have done a little bit better with that, but otherwise I liked the concept of what she was doing, like basically taking out all the other bosses, but then like she had no fucking plan after that.
Well,
she was just kind of like, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. It was like, really, that's your play? You're just gonna like now just kind of let the dust settle? And
yeah, well, she's got to deal more cards. Like it was this whole Sabacc hand thing that was overplayed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what annoyed me tremendously was the attempts at making connections with the current canon. So when talking about Canto Bight, like when you're talking about casino thing, making sure you bring up Canto Bight.
Yeah.
Like I hate when they do that.
Like it's like they're trying too hard.
It's very, very obvious.
Yeah.
It's very obvious that you're trying to speak that into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I guess that's what you're paid to do.
Yeah.
All right. This is a thing. This is another casino that's out there. They brought up Maz's place.
Yeah, several times they talked about Maz.
They brought up another ship that was actually, I think it was. I remember it being a ship that I thought was from Legends material.
Oh, are you talking the one that they stole that used to belong to somebody else? It had like its old name, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like Lando had it at some point.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know if that was meant to be the same one or not.
But regardless, like there's some elements there where it's like, okay, these things are peaking. Like it's meant to like make some connections there.
Yeah. And again,
because it's obvious that this is geared towards people that are reading Star Wars. And I'll be honest with you, this reads a lot like a High Republic book.
Oh.
This is how the High Republic books read.
Really?
Yeah. This reminded me of a High Republic book. And it refers to a lot of High Republic stuff.
Yes.
Like
I think that's more them forcing it and kind of trying to bridge that gap too, because again, we got the Acolyte coming out tomorrow.
Right.
And that's the one that's kind of like, the 100 years before the end of the High Republic era.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to push this.
But I just think that the concept of having the Jedi Council all in one spot and then having pirates be a single pirate whose entire thing against the Jedi was that when she was in an orphanage, the Jedi took her friends away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that enough?
Apparently.
I mean, obviously we're not in that situation,
right?
Right, but it's like, is that enough to build this plot on, to build that much like hate and angst when there's in Star Wars there's so much other things?
Yeah,
like Leia, like her whole planet went up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
She had a lot of. She could have fucking. She could have held a lot of. A lot more. She could have held grudges.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that'd be a great, what if type of thing for Star Wars if Leia, after the destruction of Alderaan, just goes full on dark side and just becomes the Empress.
Right. Like, you know what? The Republic is what failed my planet and killed everyone I know and my entire family. And I'll never know where I came from or anything else. So I'm going to kill everyone in the Republic.
Yeah.
And that'll be my lot in life. And oh, by the way, I can use the Force. I'm going to figure out how to use it to kill everyone.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Well, like I said, Dave doesn't like happy novels.
Yeah.
Or happy things, which isn't not necessarily true.
Yeah.
But I just think there was too much. There was too much side quests. There was too much Plo Koon working out the fucking taxi business.
Right.
Right? They get in a cab, and the cab is run by some fucking annoying broad who, this droid wasn't working as a cab driver, was working as something else. And then now it's done this.
Because, they replaced the drivers with droids, and now they're all pissed.
Right.
And...
So now they're settling a union dispute. And I'm like, are what? We're doing what now?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, really? Like it. And then you had like strong characters that were doing like this really seemingly innocuous things that I guess in context were appropriate, but to be honest, didn't give me any. Everything was just very, and you saw a little. It's like being on the flattest roller coaster you've ever been on, and you see a hill coming up, but it's so gradual that you don't even notice it's there, and then suddenly you're down again. You're like, oh, I didn't even feel us go up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you want so badly for something like as it was getting later in the book. Like Jason and I were going back and forth. It's like, oh, what chapter are you on? What chapter are you on? Right, and he was pretty well behind, and he's we were talking about like, oh, I hope it picks up from here, and he's on like chapter like 30, and I'm on chapter 57, going like, no, dude, you're it doesn't, and that's ultimately it's disappointing.
Yeah,
look, they're not all winners, but there was nothing previous to this either that said, hey, guess what? Before the Phantom Menace, all the council members got together on this one planet to do this thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell apart. And here's that story.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't, and if that's out there, I didn't know about it.
No, me either. I'm sure it's brand new for this.
Oh,
speaking of which, I'm going like way off the rails here, but the end, right? The epilogue, right?
Which one?
Well,
which end?
The actual last epilogue when it's Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Yoda standing around talking, right?
Okay.
I'm like, oh, I know what's about to happen. They're about to tell him, oh, and by the way, we need you guys to go to Naboo and settle this trade dispute that's going on over there. Like, that's literally what I thought was going to happen, how this book was going to end.
Right.
But no, they didn't. Because, that would have been a great lead-in to the fucking 25th anniversary, theatrical re-release that we just had.
Nope.
Yeah, no. So the missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Right there.
But you made it a point to fucking, you bring in Palpatine, right? And you bring in that Palpatine is kind of working on something.
Mm-hmm.
You bring Maul into it.
Yeah, which, so it's got to be fairly close to
So
that point.
But we're not going to. Yeah, I'm curious now what it says for the timeline. It's a good cover too, but it is. A good cover.
Yeah. It's a great. Like, it looks like a poster. It looks like a movie poster.
Yeah, spare no expense.
And it's got all the Jedi on there.
And it has. Oh, look, here's the Gem Cities of Quinn, otherwise known as the Bahamas.
Yeah, also known as Who Gives a Shit.
Capital Key. Which, why didn't they do an orbital bombardment? I don't know. Why didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see the timeline here. So we've got High Republic, whole bunch of stuff. Then Dooku Jedi Lost. Master and Apprentice, The Living Force. So then Phantom Menace.
But it doesn't give you years?
No.
Oh, what? Well, what's the fucking point? Of course we know all those exist.
Yeah, just to get in order. Just gives you an order.
It's so dumb. And anyway, to go back what you were saying, yeah, it's too much going on, and all of those things that are going on, none of them are compelling, interesting, entertaining, any of that.
Well, I won't say none of them. I mean, there was definitely potential for some because it kept me interested enough to like see if at some point they were going to address it again, and then when they do address it, it's like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, when they put a little bow on everything at the end.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was already like, oh man, I really didn't enjoy that, and then I just got mad at the end because I didn't need the like as the credits are rolling, like, oh, this is how they had a happy ending, and this is how they had a happy ending, and this is how this Jedi met that same fucking broad at the bar in the airport, and they exchanged information.
Right. Oh yeah. They he got her number.
Like that's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Like you had points in this book where like Obi-Wan made some great points about the order, the Jedi Order.
Oh yeah, but he was in it for like more than like 0.5% of the fucking book.
Right. When Obi-Wan is and they're talking about, so if we're not supposed to make attachments, and yet all of this stuff happened with Mace and Deba Balabu and and fucking the Kayla broad, and all this shit happened that involved planets and fucking ships and all these fucking collateral damage and all this other shit that nobody cares about apparently.
Right.
And so all that happens, and we're not supposed to have attachments, yet all this attachment shit's happening. So what's the deal?
Yeah.
And they're like, Obi-Wan.
Foolish youngling.
Yeah, that's adult stuff. That's
Yeah.
adult stuff. Don't worry about it. You know, we'll figure that out as when you get older.
Yeah, but like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were barely in this fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. It's about the fucking Jedi Council,
I guess.
and it's about the fucking idiocy of the Jedi Council.
Also true.
Like honestly, they are giving away. I'll tell you what this book does do really well. It gives away the idea that the Jedi Council had their head firmly up each other's ass. Like this
Yeah.
is the human centipede of fucking of Star Wars. Because they were ripe for the fucking picking. Like if they could be led all the way out to the fucking this outer rim world to fucking go and have a festival party for some base that they're closing,
yeah.
blow up said base, still feel good about themselves, and then like have to come back to reality and do their admin jobs because they're all talking about like people, these amazing force wielding beings are reduced to fucking doing admin work and all that other shit. That what this book is showing us is that the Jedi Council and these Jedi were basically fucking degoused from the fucking beginning.
Yeah.
Like you had them doing what you had Palpatine, whatever he was doing in the background, like to do these things, had them doing exactly what they needed to be doing to take them out of the fight.
Yeah.
And that is settling stupid disputes, thinking that this other shit's important, fucking closing this down. Like, oh yeah, we're going to go do this. Republic has us doing that. Senate, we work for the Senate.
Yeah.
But we're our own boss. But I'm going to go report to the fucking Senate.
Like, and they don't tell us what to do.
Right.
They can recommend, but
right. Keep telling yourself that, boss.
yeah.
This book was, several hundred pages of the Jedi Council is out to lunch with what reality is. And they're admitting it. They're admitting it to when they're actually interacting with people, the fact that they don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when the Clone Wars hits and all this other shit happens, like I think it's Mundi makes a comment about not being a general. Like at some point when they're engaged in this battle, right? And when they have the arena and they moved all the people off, but they had the empty tents and the fucking snow cones and all that other bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, right. the flavorless snow cone that Ki-Adi-Mundi loves. We got to hear about that twice.
Yeah. Woo! Well, they bring up the fact that, like, you know, we're not generals. Like, this isn't like I don't know how to lead a fight.
I wasn't trained for this.
Right. And then, you know, guess what? In a couple of years, guess what? Everyone's going to call you general.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. That is absolutely perfect. If you are trying to fucking have these guys be the losers, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You want them to, like, they don't have any idea what they're doing.
Yeah, and it just showed how much smarter Palpatine was than them.
All of these clones are going to report to the Jedi. Like, oh, you're a Jedi? You're the boss. You're a general.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Jedi are going like, I'm the general?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, they looked at Ahsoka Tano when she was fucking basically 11 years old and went like, okay, you're the boss. Like, that's how the clones were programmed.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. Absolute fucking genius. Because none of them had any idea what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, Yoda might have been one of the only ones that in this entirety of all the canon that actually made some, like, aside from Anakin at some point, because, you know, I think Anakin from a strategic point, because he was willing to actually do the hard thing and put people in harm's way, including himself. I think that's what made them much more of an effective fighting force, and you see that in, like, the books and stuff.
Right.
But the others, they were not.
Yeah.
They're not that person.
Yeah, because that is one thing that you get from this book is the feeling that, like, these Jedi Council members are not, you know, like these great, you know, war heroes or anything like that. I'm just this, you know, I was the DO, and then, you know, somebody made me commander, and now I'm here.
Right. I was not fucking. I was services, and now suddenly now I'm
the wing commander.
Yeah, now I'm in charge of fucking putting fighter operations together. Like, what? What happened?
Yeah.
It's kind of a one size fits all thing, and talking it out right now, I realize the brilliance of it.
Yeah.
You know, that, and this.
And maybe that was the point all along.
Maybe it was.
Maybe we were supposed to be aggravated throughout the whole course of this fucking book.
Yeah, at the continued hubris of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Of Yoda even kind of recognizing that, like, he was at the end of his service life.
Yeah.
Because he spends time with the fucking father who dies, and he's just kind of like, you can tell he's thinking about retirement.
Yeah.
You know, at some point. When he's talking to the admin master Jedi.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, you don't have a choice. Like, no, you're thrust into service because this thing that Palpatine started.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's utter brilliance. Of something that we already know is fucking strategically incredible.
Oh, yeah, on Palpatine's part. Like, just, again, showing how he's pulling the strings. And it kind of makes you wonder if this was like a test bed for Naboo, right? Like, if he's like, all right, let me see how they react here to this situation. And then I'll know better once I put my plan full into motion.
Right. Yeah, these idiots. Look at them. Look at them. They're going to show up and have a fucking parade.
Right. And then, oh, by the way, we're still packing up, so go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
But now we feel better about ourselves.
Right. The dialogue was fucking phenomenal. I should look for that. Entertain the people while I look for that.
Which one specifically are you looking for?
The one where the old man was like, "What are you talking about? This is a great day."
Oh yeah.
I just lost everything.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing that we haven't talked about is all the pirates and shit.
Yeah. Well,
so you have the
problem was all of the shitty voice characters involved in this.
Everybody's talking like this because you had to have different voices.
Yeah, you had fucking Lurky, Murky, and Durky over there.
Oh my
the
God.
fucking the three retards that come across Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon in the very beginning, and then they end up working for this broad that's the one that exterminates all the other leaders.
Zalastra.
Yeah, and I love how she was like literally making them move boxes from one end of a hangar to the other
Right.
and then back.
Right. It's like these idiots. And it would have been fun for comic relief, but at some point, like, all right, having them have their own ship and then having them continue at the end so that they can have the happy ending too.
Yeah, because they got their little redemption
Right.
arc.
And it just it just got too much.
Yeah.
It got too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I pictured like Jafar from Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a smaller version of Jafar, like the king size of Jafar, like with the face. That was the voice of like Lumpkin or Lumpy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he went Lobby, because remember he lobs fucking grenades.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
He lobs grenades.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I thought that her plan, this pirate chick, was pretty smart by blowing up all the other leaders, but I think just her whole lack of a overall plan herself, and then this just weird hatred of the Jedi kind of ruined the character. And I do think Mark Thompson voiced her way over the top too, especially towards the end. But I don't know. And see, that's something else that I've been thinking about. Like, how different would this be if I had just read the paper book and not listened to the audiobook at all? Because unfortunately, the audiobook was what really took me out of it, with all the stupid fucking voices and a lot of the slow talking. And that's why I had to put it up to 1.7 at one point.
It was still disjointed though. There's still a lot of stories happening at one time.
Yeah.
Because I was going back and forth, and at some point I was just like, whether I finish it just reading the paper or I just finish it listening to it, at this point it's irrelevant. Like one track or another, I just need to get on one boat and finish.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is the actual line.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And so the guy's name is Vo, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry your visit came to this, master. And Snake Guy's like, I greatly enjoyed my time with Yoroko, and many of my colleagues took the opportunity to get back in touch with a side of being a Jedi that we don't often get to experience. This has been a grand journey. The Seneschal stared at him. Are you serious? Pardon? I'm sorry, master, but what? That was the fucking best. That was the best fucking part of this book.
I think you need to be a voice actor. Jesus.
I've spent decades caring for the building, protecting it. Then when you all arrived, you were barely here except to sleep.
Is that the fucking the filth lady from
Right. Oh, there's some lovely filth down here. I've spent decades caring for that building, protecting it. Then when you all arrived, you were barely here except to sleep. The scoundrels destroyed it, and not only were you going to rebuild it, but you're celebrating that fact. And you call this a grand journey? Well, the brazier will remain. It will be tended by the people. Not by me! You made a point of that! Zalastra just did for you what you were going to do anyway!
Yeah.
That part was great because it's like the Jedi were so fucking happy with themselves.
Yeah.
For like, look at how good we are.
Yeah.
Look, we did good things and we made people happy. Look, we helped the taxi driver union fucking work their shit out.
Yeah.
Some lady who runs a bunch of basically who's a slave driver, a bunch of people in indentured servitude. Oh yeah, she got to keep her fleet of stuff and make some money off of it too. Everyone's happy.
Mm-hmm.
And and everyone feels good, and we're gonna go back. And meanwhile, there's the fucking Keystone Cops that were basically the ones that interacted with on the planet. Were like, hey, we're responding to what exactly? like they're on the radio. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Like it's just, oh god, the hubris, the fucking hubris of it. And you needed a character like that to go like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Like it's just
because at the end they're all like, oh, we did a good job. Yeah.
like you need Yaddle and Yoda to just turn to each other and just fucking shake each other's hands and give each other a hug. Like, we did good things.
Yeah.
Good things we did.
Yeah.
Right.
And then as soon as they leave, you can just see all the gangs starting to move
Right.
in.
The pirates just like pull up in fucking some Corellian Corvette or something and just be like, all right, unleash the guns. And just fucking annihilate all the keys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, they're all sunken now. So let's go to these other nice ones. Right. Yeah, fuck. You don't get a happy ending. And you allude to it in your own writing. And if your intent was to make me further understand how fucking Human Centipede, the goddamn the Jedi Council was, then,
Wally, if you're listening, we need a Jedi Council Human Centipede. Oh my god. You could see like Yoda up Mace Windu's ass. Oh my Mace and Kiadi Mundi's ass. Oh god, Kiadi Mundi is fucking with his long head. He'd have to be the front.
He'd have to be. Otherwise, everyone would be kind of like up in the air a little bit.
Yeah, and of course, whoever is the bottom for the Zabrak, then they're gonna have a bad day.
Oh my god.
Oh,
and fucking, how does a member of the Jedi Council like show up on this random planet and know a costume artist from a fucking? Oh, I know this person who did plays and is a costume artist. So you can come and get these horns glued on.
yeah.
And then later on, in like a really important part, they're going to fall off because you're out in the rain.
Yeah. Oh, you know what part really bothered me was when they were trying to get the fucking catering for the festival. And they're like ordering and they're like, okay, how many meals are you going to need? 120,000. And actually, no, it's going to have to be double that because they need lunch too. And the guy's like, I'll see what I can do. But yeah, no, like we're having this big festival tomorrow. We need you to put together 240,000 meals
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Go do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because that's a realistic thing.
yeah.
Yep.
So, and it makes me wonder too, if like, we're seeing this only from the Jedi's point of view, right? Whereas like when, Yoda leaves the guy with the pictures and, all
Right.
that, and they're just like, fuck, I'm so glad that motherfucker's gone.
Dude.
Or when, when all of their happy endings are going on, but they walk away and the other people are just like, fuck that guy, man.
Thank God they're fucking leaving. Jesus Christ. The fucking, yeah, let's talk about the fucking drug dealer who sold the Jedi out that they have turned into a pariah, I guess. How the fuck, like, oh, he lived for some reason.
Yeah.
Somehow Lyle Lovett lives, or whatever the fuck his name. They were the Solistans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So somehow he lives,
Right.
and then you're going to, you're going to like, I did bad things, and they're like, well, if you like, tell people that you did bad things, and then help do this other thing, then everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then as soon as they're gone, fucking stabby stab.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, they're gone. They're never coming back ever.
Yeah.
So zoinks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And you should have died before,
yeah.
because you have like, what? Like, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Like there was some loose ends that just needed to stay loose. The The hoarder's house should have caught fucking fire.
Yeah.
We didn't need to have the old lady with the Catwoman, which is
Yeah.
basically what they represented, you know,
Mhm.
except she had the fucking lizards on her,
Yeah.
which is how I envisioned it. Right? This whole interaction where like, oh, here I gave you there's these 3 to go, and then she's like, no, I'm taking them back, and it's just fucking stop. Just stop.
Yeah, it's like,
Like,
why? We
I
don't need to hear this
Don't
shit.
give a shit. Like, people act. Look, guys, you're listening to this, and you're probably going like, Dave just doesn't. Dave doesn't like having nice things. If it makes you happy that everyone is happy and they're all singing a song and it's like great.
Yeah, if you
Cool. If that makes you happy, that's awesome. It doesn't make me happy. And that's one of the reasons I don't like this. Like I'm all for happy endings if it seems like it makes sense.
Yeah.
But don't beat me about the head and neck with it. You know, we talk about Survival School, like this epilogue was like playing the fucking Jane Fonda shit fucking over and over and over and over. Y'all
Yeah.
can't talk, but you need all the answers. Y'all can't talk, but you need all the answers. Y'all can't talk, but you need all the answers.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
You got the alarm clock thing going off.
Yeah.
Then it would stop. Oh, dude.
Hours.
Hours and
Hours.
like, oh yeah. Oh, I heard somebody just kind of sliding down their box because they fell asleep in there. Oh, that nobody's sleeping anymore. Bam. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. Anyway.
Ugh.
Oh fuck! I had a point I was gonna make too before that, and then I lost it.
Oh, Bronco Fett has a whole Jedi council on action figures. He's on.
Black series or vintage or both. Anyway,
He probably has both.
What really pisses me off too about this is it has no tie-in to anything. Like this is like the side quest of all side quests. It's all new characters, new fucking planet, you know, so they can not affect anything in canon or tie into anything in canon. And then
So this is the Canto Bite
yes,
of fuckery.
the side quest that means nothing. And whether or not it had happened, we'd still be the same. In fact, we might be even happier if it never happened.
But the cover art is really good.
It is good.
The cover art is really good.
Yeah. You guys couldn't see that as well on the YouTube, but I was just watching Dave glare at the book. Like I could feel the anger.
I'm just trying to. I'm really, really trying to like find something. I will never read this book again.
Yeah.
I will never read it again, and it's a shame. But there's going to be books like that.
Yeah.
And look, people are going to read this and they're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy the story. They're going to enjoy getting some. Hey, here's Jedi Council people doing something other than sitting in a room in the background, and that's great.
Get ready for 2 hours of sitting, council meetings, different council meetings, and sitting.
Oh God, I would take that. I would take that in New York second.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch an entire C-SPAN event of it. then subject myself to this again.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, you had the fucking the greatest Jedis in existence at this time.
Right.
All on this fucking planet, and they still let all this shit, you know,
All went to
Go
hell,
down.
All went to hell in a handbasket.
yeah, like by some fucking pirates, some wannabe fucking gangsters,
Yeah,
you know. They're-
some broad who was who had a wild hair up her ass because
yeah.
she hated the Jedi because they took my friends away. Meh.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that's why you suck so bad.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but like none of the Jedi like ever saw this coming, or you know, just didn't do their like super.
Windu not telling. So, all right, Balaba is on this fucking planet,
Yeah.
right? She's doing this undercover work.
Yeah. Which that was actually one
Right.
of the more interesting parts of the book.
Right. But Window reveals to her, did I say Window?
Did. Mace Window.
Mace Window. With blinds.
Motherfucker.
Windu reveals to her that they knew that the Jedi that was killed, which was her associated with her, right? It was her.
Yeah, it was her Padawan.
Right, her
Yeah.
Padawan.
Or former Padawan, whatever.
Right. That he had a Sabak card, like the idiot
yeah, like
Sabak
shoved
card.
in his mouth.
Right, like AKA movies. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
so
stole
now
this from any movie.
Yeah, so now we know she's the Wet Bandits.
Right.
Yeah.
And Windu doesn't tell her this, even though she's in doing this undercover mission, a secret mission in our charter space.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give her all the fucking intel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why don't you give her, like, you're both Jedi Masters, you're on the council, like,
well, you know what he said?
benefit is, because
'Cause I didn't know if you could handle it emotionally or something like that.
some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're both, like, Windu's been chasing your tail like this entire time because like, oh, where's my Padawan at? Where's my Padawan at? Like,
Yeah.
like again, driving Obi-Wan to make the statement about the attachments.
Mm-hmm.
I should find that in the book.
Yeah.
Nothing. This is a this is a handbook to, hey, good things that came up that were never addressed again. But yeah, and then fucking again, there was too much side quests.
That's all it was. The whole book is just a side quest.
Yeah, it's and our whole show is all sidebars, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we belabored it enough.
Yeah, and I just want to say for anybody who thinks, oh, they're just hating, we have loved Star Wars books that a lot of like the general Star Wars fans didn't like.
Yeah.
So we're not shitting on it because it's a book or anything else. No. Like I really enjoy and I welcome new canon material. But
that's not High Republic. Because you've already
true,
you've been vehemently against
High
Republic
fuck them
stuff.
But
other than that,
yeah, I don't remember where I was going with
these books. This book will be added to the Sacred Jedi texts,
and
it'll be part of that. It won't be a book leveler. Yes, Windu was chasing Sidetail. He was chasing Tail as a side quest. His former Padawan Tail, he just couldn't get it enough of.
Yeah.
And somehow it really makes you wonder, like, okay, so she was your Padawan, and she worked her way up, became a Jedi. She became a Jedi Master, right? Then she got on the council, right? Windu's on the council. Like, do you think Windu had some influence as to, hey, let's get my Padawan up here? So maybe we be on the level and it wouldn't be fraternization if we're like, we got a little.
Maybe she was handling his lightsaber.
Yeah. Well, she did a couple times. Like, she did.
Yeah.
She had that purple thing in her hand.
Metaphor.
Right.
Yeah.
My penis is smooth.
But you know what? That makes me wonder. Like in the history of the Jedi, or in this era, do you think any Jedi ever fucked their Padawan?
Oh God, yeah, there had to have been, right?
I mean, you look at all the teachers in America that fuck their students for God knows what reason. Like, you would think that that's like something that you would hear about once every 10 years, something like that happening. But no, it's like every week.
Listen, the Jedi controlled the HoloNet. And if you were a Sith Lord, you really wanted to like trash the Jedi, then a scandal like, Anakin beds down 13-year-old Ahsoka Tano or some shit like that. It's like that could.
Oh, that's all over Rule 34, by the way.
Oh, of course it is.
Anakin and Ahsoka, yeah, that's.
There's something else on Rule 34 somebody posted.
I don't know.
I think it was in a Discord, something about Yaddle. And
Okay, I have to look.
Yeah.
I have to look. Yaddle Rule 34.
Oh my god. I don't even do I want to know?
Oh, there's the category.
Of course there is. Oh my god.
It's only one page. Not a lot. But, that might increase with her increased exposure in Star Wars canon. Who knows?
I didn't need to see that.
Why is... Oh, my God.
I did not need to see that. I didn't need that in my life.
Yeah.
It burns. It burns.
Does it?
It does.
Oh, I want to do Rule 34 Kiadi Mundi with his big-ass
Oh
head.
my god. He's going to be penetrating something like a banta or something.
Well, he's got a category. Okay, there's only 3. One, it's the whole Jedi Council tagging up on a Twi'lek. Another one, it's the whole Jedi Council tagging up on what looks like Leia. And Yaddle. Yeah, they're running a train on Leia and Yaddle, and then he's like the third in a threesome with a Twi'lek and a Togruta.
So pretty lame.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right.
So are we done? We done with this book?
Yeah, I'm done with this book.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because obviously we want the stuff to be good.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, and again, it's not like the guy's written shit before because again,
I enjoyed
Obi-Wan-
I enjoyed the Kenobi book.
Yeah.
I really did. I think that I still contend that is my vision of how Kenobi should have been.
Mhm.
Like that's what it was. Not making 2 mistakes, and doing that shit, but
and then side missions to rescue Leia.
right, and Leia and fucking Hamburglar, spaceship from fucking what was the name of that movie? Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
Interstellar.
No.
Was it? What's the name of that movie? What was the name of the movie with the little fucking robots? It came out in the late 80s. I think it was a Spielberg movie.
Oh, are you talking the? Oh fuck. Oh god, I know what you're talking about. Is it batteries not included?
Batteries not included. Yes,
Okay.
it is. Very good, Jason. Good pull.
Oh man,
Very good.
I pulled that one from deep in the aether.
Yeah, it did. What is it? Yes, batteries not included. DB got it right after you did, so very good.
Yeah.
What's this? If you don't tell me, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
People are having their own side conversations in the chat.
Apparently.
So yeah, what were we talking about?
I think we're talking about being done.
Okay,
And,
yeah, being done with that. Next week, The Acolyte.
The Acolyte, yes.
Episodes 1 and 2.
Oh my god, it better be good.
Yeah, I know.
It better. I want so bad for it to be good.
Yeah.
I am really, really, really genuinely excited
Yeah.
to see something like it's actiony. It's based on the dark side.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Let's do this thing.
Yep.
And I will give it all of the rope that it needs.
Yeah.
Even if the first couple just seem like okay, maybe I remember how other things have started.
Mm.
Because even think back to when Andor.
Mm.
How I felt about Andor going into it, and even how Andor kind of started.
Yeah.
Where it was like, this has a flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And after a couple episodes, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping for that Andor kind of like tastiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't get over the.
These mics are fucking awesome. Man.
I
They
know,
pick up
right?
everything.
Thank you, dear listeners.
Yes, thank you.
for providing. It's a symbiotic relationship. We provide and they
Yes.
provide.
Yeah. I don't know what we provide, but we're
Apparently some form of entertainment because
Right.
people keep tuning in every week.
right. It's we make noises with our mouths, and it vibrates the things in the microphone, and it goes into the card, and then we take the card, and I put the card in here, and it goes
Why are we talking about this?
I don't fucking know.
I'm like, where is he going with
I
this?
don't. I had it. It was. I just explained how electricity works.
Okay.
That's what that was.
All right. Very good.
You're all you all now smarter because I said that.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Acolyte is what we were talking about.
Yes, and excitement.
Now, which sucks is, again, because it comes out at fucking 9 p.m. tomorrow night, I am more than likely not going to see it. I certainly won't see both episodes tomorrow night. So then it'll be, avoiding the fucking internet and trying not to get spoiled. So,
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge.
yeah.
So I'm hoping to stay up. So we'll see.
Yeah. But either way, we will be back here next week
Yes.
to talk about it.
Yes, we will.
The show.
All right. So
You got notes?
I got notes.
All right. What you got?
First, a public announcement that is unscripted here. The Hennifer,
Uh-huh.
so I am we're on a Hennifer hiatus right now.
Okay.
All right. Just because you give me enough reasons to do it, and I will do it. But for right now, Hennifer and I are on a break.
Okay.
Okay, apparently she's upset. She's stopped touring. Like she's going to go off and do her own thing. So we're just going to let those things happen. And
Was this at the recommendation of your therapist?
no, not at all.
All right.
Funny, but no, not at all. No, it's just we're on a break.
We were on a break.
So that being said, do your bit, people. In the meantime,
What's their bit?
I don't know. In the meantime, everyone else is available, and for the appropriate, amount of cajolery, or shenanigans, whatever words.
Sure.
I will do. I will do whatever, but it's going to take some effort.
Mm.
Some effort on somebody's part, anybody's part, more than one person's part, because
Yes.
it takes effort. It does. It takes effort in a relationship, and Hennifer's going to have to do her part
Okay.
to be a part of this relationship.
Sure, man.
Right? Just read the tabloids.
Oh yeah.
So in the meantime, what do we want to do? We could do. Let's see.
Our other voices are on the table?
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Okay. I mean, Hank's always a great go-to.
Hank is.
I think we've had enough Brokaw for the more recent present.
I don't know. When's the last time we did Brokaw?
I think you did him a week or two ago.
About a week ago. Let's see. How about
So, remember one of the things in the read is always Edith is one of them.
right.
But you never do Edith. You always do the mama. Do it for mama.
right, Edith. Well, Edith is hard. Like it's hard to sustain.
Yeah, it's because
Like,
it's a very powerful.
Right. It's. Oh, Archie, it's such a screeching sound. Like,
you
would have to be. Should I even be this close? It's going to morph into some other thing.
well, like every once in a while, you get a little close to the the girl from Monty Python.
it's a screeching woman voice. So
Yeah.
it seems to all blend into something. I
Yeah.
don't know what happens. I don't. I'd have to actually watch All in the Family, like to pick up Edith's voice again.
Yeah, that's one of those shows that I never watched intentionally, but
No, it was
I'd catch it if like a relative was watching it or something.
right. It was on in syndication, right? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't a thing for us. So we could. I mean, if I've already done it, I might as well just do ATSW Family Happenings.
Before you get into that, though, one other show from around that time that I fucking loved, Three's Company.
Oh, yeah.
That was like my favorite fucking show when I was a
Come
kid.
on, knock on my door.
Yo, I fucking loved that show. I was crushed when John Ritter died.
Yeah, that was. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, on Wednesday, Snooch, Big Lovin', and Dragon Bunny will be discussing. Actually, Luna Girl has no clue. When she asked, Brady said Star Wars sex ed, and then Don said Olive Garden and why it means family. It could be either. It could be both. They might discuss something else entirely, but eventually they'll get there. Catch ATSW The Escape Pod live at 19:05, 7:05 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Used and Abused were live 4 times this past week. Once in an unboxing. It's turning into a weird thing.
I know. It's like shifting
It is.
to different voices.
I'm curious where it's going to go. Once for a hangout. And twice for all your racing update needs. It's just a generalized fucking.
Yeah, I think it's like all of them
English,
mixed together.
English accent thing. Check out the replays at Used and Abused Pod on YouTube. Sweet Studios dropped a teaser that would be. It's like turning into. Sweet Studios dropped a teaser that will be touring. He will be touring this year with the new death metal band. Follow him on his journey at Sweet Studios on the socials and on YouTube. The Urgent Fed Show released episode 114 down Periscope last Friday. It's like turns into this it's like a Cockney thing at the end. I'm trying to figure out
like he's going into accents, but
Right.
then he's talking normal.
Catch them on Spotify and Apple. Jeez. Shout out to ATSW The Escape Pod Gaming. Check out all the glorious gaming highlights and epic fails at atsw.escapepod. No. atsw.escape.pod.g on TikTok. Good luck with that.
Why so many dots? Like were all the rest taken?
That's it. And then I have a spot in here for go to philowell.org to support the people of Madagascar. I gotta write a better read for that.
Yeah.
I do. I gotta figure out this accent too. I don't know what it's.
I actually heard a little Hennifer in there for a second.
You can find us at bio.links. I should just do like a fucking. It's just some sort of like just British accent, not the over the top fucking. There's lovely filth down here.
It's a fine line though.
Right, it is. Bio.links/the Sidebar Cantina, where you can find our links to. It sounds Australian. Bio.links/Sidebar Cantina, where you can find our links to Patreon, YouTube, our audio podcasts on Apple, Audible, and Spotify, and all social media platforms, including X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Once you get to the bio link, simply click the symbols under our pick to go to your platform of choice. You can also find all of our past Spotify mixtape playlists. Also in our bio link is a TeePublic merch shop. Choose from 7 designs on everything from t-shirts and hoodies to tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pins, wall art, magnets, notebooks, laptop cases, pillows, just about anything you can imagine. And then it turns into like it turns into like a cowboy thing.
Yeah, you went to like a Southern gentleman.
It went into a cowboy thing.
I do declare.
It's a work in progress.
This is gonna sound great for the audio, though.
Nothing says loving like a naked Jason chick on a pillow. Go to bio.link and listen. Some of these I've never done anything and that accent ever. So it's funny that it comes out at all. Nothing says loving like a naked Jason chick on a pillow. Go to bio.link/Asabak Cantina and click merch. Again, see, it doesn't finish right. Reviews!
No new reviews as usual. People hate us.
Please write us a 5-star review on Apple or Audible. Don't have an Apple or Audible account? Our Facebook page has a review feature too. Just screenshot your review before you hit done and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter with your name and address so Luna Girl can send you a super cool ATSW swag pack. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on our show. Jason or Jennifer Lopez or Hank or Edith or Mama or Drump Tom Brokaw or some random accent or somebody fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. Let us know who you want to read it. Finally, if you catch us on Spotify, help us out and click those stars. If you are listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays.
What is that?
Do you recognize that voice?
No.
It's one of those fucking, it's the Lauber guy.
Oh.
The chat is most definitely where it's at. If you're new to Sidebar, please subscribe, ding that bell, and select all to receive notifications when we go live. Remember to smash that like button. It really helps us out. And the word Patreon is right. It just says Patreon. I don't know why.
In your notes?
It says Patreon right there. Seriously, that's all it says. It just says Patreon.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have one.
Yes. Thank you, Patreon
Yes.
supporters,
Yes.
for making all of this happen.
Also, yes.
For making my dreams come true. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh,
I'm done.
okay.
I'm done.
Again, I wasn't sure where you were going with all that. All right. That's the end for this week. Next week, Acolyte.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
So
I'm super excited.
So, yeah, we have that to look forward to. And then we're doing The Matrix the week after that.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Love that movie.
I would imagine that's on Max. Probably. It's a Warner Brothers movie.
I have it. I have it on app. I have it, the Apple digital version.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of those movies that I have in all formats.
Okay, because honestly, legitimately, I probably haven't seen it in like 20 years. Like I saw it when it first hit DVD, and I might have seen it one other time after. I didn't dislike it, but like I didn't watch it all the time either.
I don't know what to say to you right now.
I'm just saying, I welcome the recent viewing, and a lot of it's going to be new again. Wow. What's with the hate?
It's not hate. It's just I don't know. I just don't know.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. We have nothing else to address.
Nope. Let's go.
So thank you everybody for watching on YouTube. Yes. Thank you to all of our audio listeners. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Oh, okay. Now what do I click?
I'm like, is he waiting for me to say something? Oh, jeez.
People are awful.
Who's awful?
No, people are awful animated in the chat.
Oh.
I don't know.
You just started with people are awful. Like,
well,
oh,
that
man.
Am I wrong?
No, not at all. Oh my God. I had this thought. Well, I'm taking this off. This thought when we were talking about like never rereading this book again. And I'm like, sitting there thinking, God, there's so many books I'd love to reread. Just Star Wars wise. And like not even talking about other non-Star Wars books. But then I'm like being realistic with myself. And I'm like, I'm probably never going to reread those. I'll probably die before I ever.
I mean, never say never, but because
eh,
I ended up rereading a bunch of the Legends books. Again, that was because there wasn't any other options really.
yeah.
But I like the Fate of the Jedi series.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
with-
apparently that was phenomenal.
it was phenomenal, and I would watch it. I would read it again
Yeah.
in a New York minute. It was that good.
Mm.
Oh, where is that going?
Problem?
I dragged it into a fucking random folder, and now it's just annoying. I have to go into that folder and fucking dig it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right now I have so many books. I'm trying to finish. We didn't even talk about D-Day. Shit. I meant to talk about D-Day.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
Not really.
Okay.
We talked about Memorial Day,
Well, yeah, because it was on Memorial Day.
right? But we didn't talk about like the fact that D-Day, the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
I feel like we did talk about that.
We probably mentioned that it was going to happen, but
Right.
we didn't like get into specifics about Operation Neptune and
Oh,
Like-
no, obviously.
you know
No, that would be a whole episode in itself.
it would be if we were doing an episode on it, but we're not.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh.
that would be
Guys, like my Kirkland shirt? I love this thing. I've actually gotten comments from people walking through Costco being like, "Oh, where'd you get that shirt?"
Where did you
'Cause,
get that shirt?
Kristen got it from a different Costco. The ones here apparently don't sell it. So,
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, you can't get there from here. You got to go to a different Costco to get the Costco branded T-shirt.
right. I don't know. I think the only people that are really going to buy or get this is, heavy Costco shoppers. Because there could be like people who only go to Costco a couple times a year,
Mm-hmm.
and not really be that entrenched in it and not recognize the Kirkland. But then there's, those of us who we know, we've got all the Kirkland stuff.
So this is when you really need to watch Rick and Morty, because the Meeseeks episode with there's
The one you showed me.
there's a Kirkland, there's another Meeseeks episode where there's a Kirkland
Oh.
brand Meeseeks.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
Yeah, you should Google it.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking great. What do you want?
Well, don't spoil it. Now I
fucking
want to
great.
watch it.
What is 6 of 6? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. 6 out of 6? Because it's better than 5 out of 5. Oh, speaking of Rick and Morty, we should start doing those for the podcast someday, because I've never seen them besides that one episode you showed me.
Oh, they're so good. Especially the older ones. Like the new ones are.
Yeah. Well, I hear they fired the
Oh,
original
yeah.
guy. Was he like fingering little boys or something?
There was some scandal, and then I think the charges were dropped or something, and
Yeah.
there was a whole thing. I don't know. I don't read the news, Jason.
I'm
right.
trying to avoid it. Oh my god.
I am transfer complete.
Alrighty, and that means it is broadcast complete. So thanks again for everybody for sticking around. We love you. We'll see you next week with more of the same.